Zach having some great games, the first 3 games of the season, with the 11 catches he made last week. Will it be anybody on the Crittenden County team that will maybe be able to keep up with him or be able to run with him?
They got, I don't know, they put the Hunt kid on the point forward on him. He's a bigger physical type kid. But if they do that, or they may try to bracket him with a guy face, like somebody behind him. If they do that, though, they kind of gives you other options to go to, so the other people that are on the field.
We noticed in the paper reading last night that the Rocket quarterback has thrown the ball pretty effectively this year, but he's also thrown 9 interceptions. So does he throw it up for grabs, or
he'll, he gets the pressure on him. He may, but he's a really, I've been impressed with what I've seen out of him. I was impressed with him when we were at camp once. Maybe he's a skilled kid. He's kind of a big kid. Doesn't maybe have the speed that we saw last week at the quarterback spot, but he still can take it, run it, and he goes to football.
You were mentioning their good defensive back, number 24, Ethan Hunt, is their primary offensive threat on their passing game.
They like to get the ball to him, and he plays like an outsider receiver. I made a mistake on that. The corner, the Hunt kid plays on the outside linebacker kid. It's the number 38, I think, corner that I was trying to refer to that might be on that.
In the depth chart in the paper this week, it looks like Crittenden County will play 5, 6, 7 kids both ways.
It was really hard on their film, their home film, because they wear those gray-looking jerseys that kind of blend in with the white, and it's hard to see the numbers. So on the film with Hopkins Central, I was able to see a little bit better, and then Coach Don sent me starters, and it looks like they got like 6 kids going both ways, and 2 of those being offensive guys.
And with we playing fast, and that's one of the things last week that North Hardin played as fast as we did, and I had no chance to do a lot of looking around, recording plays, and trying to keep up with their yardage and our yardage. But the Crittenden County will give me a little bit of break this night when they go up and try to freeze us at the line.
They stay consistent what they've done in the first 2 games. They really like to come up freeze you. Yeah, you line up and then go from there.
I know we had an injury last week to Devontae Riley. How has he responded this week?
Well, we got, I guess you could say it's good, bad news. He's going to be out for at least 2 weeks. They'll reevaluate in 2 weeks. It's not, it could be 4 weeks, depending on how he goes up. He took a shot to the hand there in the first quarter at North Hardin, and he got a tenderness there in the joint right there in the thumb area. So we're going to hold him out for at least 2 weeks.
With the game tonight, David, upcoming next week, the JV kids get a chance to play next week, do they not?
Yes, I think Union County.
I did not look it up, but I knew that when Fort Campbell canceled on us that we didn't have one this current week, but we got after it, and I think it is early in the week. Do we go over there?
I think it's the Union County function.
With the any other getting back onto the injury report, anybody else other than Devontae?
No, we got it was a pretty physical game up there. North Line, both teams did pretty good, and we had a lot of sore kids Sunday when they came in for them. But Monday was not practicing Monday. That probably helped us somewhat, and then Tuesday, I think everybody's pretty good shape.
And with the practice this week, you mentioned earlier, it's gone really well. We've had some
Tuesday, Monday, we just didn't feel like as a coaching staff, we should practice. And what we want to do is get the kids in there, talk to them, and let them talk. If they wanted to talk, and kind of give them a feel for what we were going to try to do for the week. At that point, we didn't know the range before the funeral, but we kind of talked about what we would be doing. And then, Brother I talked to the kids. After that, they wanted to camera house. Most of them did. I think that was really good. And then Tuesday, we had a really good practice yesterday, but he didn't got it very beginning. And we couldn't have any pads on until about midway through practice. But felt like we had a good practice yesterday, and then we went from 4 to 6 so that we wouldn't interfere with the funeral. it looked pretty good for a 6 o'clock practice.
And as a team function, I know that the team went to the funeral in mass. Being taken to the funeral via bus into the cemetery.
Yeah, we took them to all of them on the bus. Some of them are going to be pallbearers in our ward, pallbearers in the funeral. And some of the rest of the senior class that are on the team, they were honorary pallbearers. So we took everybody in the bus. Then we're going to feed it. We set them at Hollywood. And like St. Bridge Milk is doing that for us.
This will do it for the Coach Barnes pregame show. Thank you, David, and good luck tonight against the Rockets. If you can't make it out to Tiger Stadium tonight, join Jordan Dunn, Dennis Stevens, and me for the radio broadcast at 103.3 The Tiger, or watch us on the live stream at WPKYonline.com. Something that we're going to do different this week with the Saturday morning quarterback is that since this is Black Patch Saturday coming up tomorrow, we're going to actually do the coaches show from the press box Friday night after the game, and that will be taped and rebroadcast at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning so that the people involved, and I'm involved with a couple activities up down so that we can all enjoy the Black Patch Saturday. For Coach Barnes, this has been Bob Hayes thanking you for tuning in to the pregame show. Please stay tuned for the broadcast of tonight's game.
It's time now once again for Tiger football right here on 103.3 FM, The Tiger. Sponsors for tonight's broadcast, Little Caesars, Taco John's of Princeton, General Rural Electric, Sanders Gathering, Princeton Drug Company, ABC Finance, McDonald's of Princeton, the Woodall Agency, Price Shoes Incorporated, Caldwell Medical Center, First Southern National Bank, Treasures Remembered, Farmers Bank and Trust, Princeton Electric Plant Board, Lakota State Mexican Restaurant, KFC and A&W of Princeton, Fortner Gas Company, Fredonia Valley Bank, Planners Bank, and Princeton Health and Rehab. Now we go live to the field with Dennis Stevens and Bob Hayes with live coverage of Tiger football right here on 103.3 FM.
And we are live at Tiger Stadium in Princeton, Kentucky. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the high school football action here tonight on WPKY 103.3 The Tiger and streaming online at WPKYonline.com. Tonight it's the Caldwell County Tigers hosting the Crittenden County Rockets. Along with Bob Hayes and Jordan Dunn, I'm Dennis Stevens. Tonight the Tigers are looking to pick up their first win of the season after opening with 3 tough losses. But Bob, tonight the Tigers will face an emotional challenge as well as as they deal with the loss of a teammate this week. Earlier this week, freshman Tiger Avery Warfield was killed in a four-wheeler accident. Avery's older brother Cameron also plays for the Tigers as starting offensive lineman, so no doubt there'll be a wave of emotions on all these young men tonight as they take the field.
It has been a very emotional week for the Tigers, starting last Sunday night when this accident occurred. Coach Barnes was telling me during the pregame show that there were a lot of people, teammates, out at the hospital when he passed away, and that seemed to bring the team together. They had they could not practice Monday. They just had a meeting with Brother Harold Riley, talking to the players, getting the players to talk what they felt, football, whatever was on their mind. He mentioned a tremendous practice on Tuesday. Wednesday it was hot. The index was high enough that when they went on the field, they had to leave their pads off until about halfway through the practice. But they had a great practice on Wednesday. Thursday they practiced early in the morning to allow the team who went to the funeral, took a bus to the funeral. Some of the players were actually pallbearers. So it's been a roller coaster, up and down, emotional week for the Tigers, and especially Cameron Warfield, whose brother was Avery, who was tragically killed. And with all that going on this week, we don't know how they'll react tonight, but we think they'll come out extremely strong and extremely focused, and really should play well tonight. That's what we're looking for. No community is immune to tragedy. No family is immune to tragedy. And with it happening so early in the week on Sunday, this being Friday night, maybe there's been just a little bit of time to heal and get over and accept what happened, and maybe the focus will be there. We know for sure tonight that Avery's older brother, senior offensive guard Cameron Warfield, will wear Avery's number 58 in the game tonight as a tribute to his younger brother. So all things point to a lot of emotion as the Tigers take the field. They're in their locker room right now getting ready for the trip onto the field and the start of the game. But Dennis, it's one of those sad things that life offers from time to time.
And I listened to a little of the Gator and DT show this morning as I was coming through town. And they had Jeff Riley, assistant coach Jeff Riley, on this morning. And he made a point that kind of struck me as true, especially with the 4 or 5 days in between this tragedy and tonight's game, that a tragedy will sometimes bring out the best in a person. And he thinks that's how this team's going to respond tonight. They're going to come out with their best effort, even though you can understand the emotions of Avery's brother Cameron, for one, being a young man playing the first game without his brother also in a Tiger uniform tonight. But those teammates that have come to know him, you're talking about the emotions of 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids that really have to go through a tough time this week. I think the coaching staff has done a great job giving a lot of leeway this week. I have to give kudos to Coach Barnes. I talked to Coach McClung last night at the soccer game. The coaching staff gave the kids a lot of leeway on it. He said, if you want to talk football tonight, we'll talk football. If you want to talk about what happened, we'll talk about that. If you want to go home, said many of them went to Avery's grandmother's house to kind of console her a little bit, which was a good showing for what these kids are made of, and to do something like that is admirable in itself. But I think the coaching staff deserves a lot of accolades tonight for how they handled that situation.
I think one of our main points, and has been throughout the many years I've been here at Caldwell County, is the closeness that these guys have. And when you put that Caldwell County jersey on, it means something to you. And with that being said, they have been superbly coached by Coach Barnes, mentored superbly by Coach Barnes, as well as the other coaches on the staff. And you can't help but think that a lot of our success stems from being properly coached, properly motivated, and what it means to be a Caldwell County football player.
I have to agree with that, Bob. And I look for a good game out of the Tigers tonight. I know it kind of helps, I think, a little bit for the coaching staff to look over and see familiar faces across the field in the coaching staff for Crittenden County. Crittenden County, a longtime rival here with Caldwell County, so I think there's some comfort in that game that they can come in because they know Crittenden County is close enough. They feel the pain that this community feels. And like you said, no community is immune to it. We're about 10 minutes. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Tigers. And that's Jordan just pointed that out across the field. I think he's probably getting a shot of that on the live stream. That's what I'm talking about. That's the close-knit communities understanding what the team is going through tonight as we get ready to kick this game off here in about 10 minutes. You're listening to the Farmers Bank and Trust pregame show here on WPKY. Dennis Stevens, Bob Hayes, Jordan Dunn with you for the call tonight.
And something else I want to add that Coach Barnes brought up during the coaches show is that it's also Special Olympics night here. That there's a fundraiser going on, having gone on this week with pre-sold T-shirts. These kids will be asked out onto the field. They're 15, 16, 17 Special Olympics players, and they will be given their just due sometime tonight, whether it's pregame, halftime, or what, I'm not sure when that will take place. And something else that we want to remind our listeners, in lieu of having the Saturday morning quarterback show in the morning, there will be a taped version on in the morning at 9 o'clock, but we're going to do the Saturday morning quarterback show live up here after the end of the game, and probably 30 minutes or so after the game, so Coach Barnes can talk to his players and have time enough to get over here to the press box. So want to remind you of that. If you are up that late, how late that will be, we don't know yet, but you can catch the Saturday morning quarterback later on this evening as well.
And one more mention on our broadcast tonight before we start getting into breaking this game down. We are going to show on the live stream the Band of Pride as they are on the field for their halftime show tonight. You won't get a lot of the audio as we'll be doing our regular halftime show, which is brought to you by the Caldwell Medical Center, but the live stream camera will be on the Band of Pride tonight during halftime. So hope you'll tune in for that. We've got a great band this year, 83 kids on the field. We'll have more information on the band tonight at halftime. So a lot of programming here on WPKY that we're glad to bring you. And we're going to take a 2-minute break and be back. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Hey, Tiger fans, are you ready for football? Here at Little Caesars, we're proud of our Caldwell County Tigers. To show our support and excitement for this year's high school football season, we're offering not one, not two, but 3 Friday night specials. Our first special will be all day, every Friday during the season. If you come into Little Caesars wearing blue and gold, you will receive $1 off our deep dish pepperoni pizza. Our second special, we have 2 party pack specials that we will be promoting during the season. And our third special, if our Tigers win on home game night, we will take $1 off any pizza, yes, any pizza, from the time the game officially ends until we close. Help us celebrate this year's Tiger football season, Little Caesars. For the best pizza in town, whether hot and ready, custom made for you. Visit us at 204 Highway 62 West, Princeton, or call us at 270-365-3311. We'll have your custom ready order when you arrive. Good luck and go Tigers. Little Caesars, pizza pizza.
Being a small town girl, the one thing I look forward to on Friday night is Tiger football. We can't treat the Tigers, but we can treat you. Hi, I'm Krista Futrell from Princeton Health and Rehab. Have you had surgery from an old injury? Our therapy team offers physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy up to 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. Still in the comfort of your own rehab suite. We accept Medicare and most major insurances. Don't let that old injury keep you out of the game of life. Call me at 270-365-3541. We're your neighbors. We're your friends. We're Princeton Health and Rehab. Who's ready for some Tiger football? I know Taco John's is. Show your Tiger pride. Come in to Taco John's on home game days wearing your blue and gold and receive 10% off your meal. Remember Taco John's at our new location at US Highway 62 West in Princeton. Again, don't forget, wear your blue and gold in to Taco John's on game days and get 10% off your meal. And let's go Tigers!
And welcome everybody back to Tigers Stadium tonight. It's the Caldwell County Tigers taking on the Crittenden County Rockets. Dennis Stevens, Jordan Dunn, Bob Hayes, and our good buddy Darren back at the station. Got to give Darren a few props tonight for hitting the commercials for us. Bob, it's time to break this game down as the captains do come out for the coin toss. And after the coin toss, we will observe a moment of silence. I do want to mention that Cameron Warfield is in number 58 tonight in honor of his brother Avery and is one of the captains for the Tigers tonight. So Jordan will put that on the live stream. Of course, Caldwell County comes into tonight 0-3, Bob, looking for their first win of the season. It's been 3 tough losses to start the season, and none tougher than last week's game at North Hardin. And whether you want to mention the referee situation or not, I'll leave that up to you. But
well, I'm not real sure. I think everybody in Western Kentucky knows, especially Caldwell County, knows that that game was just not really well officiated. It did affect the outcome of the game, no doubt in my mind, and we'll just leave it at that.
Well, we had some really good defensive play from the Tigers as they shut out North Hardin for well over a half.
Coach Barnes was really thrilled about his defensive performance last week. The offensive line just wore down late in the game, and we really didn't have a running back.
I'm pointing to the sign. I want Jordan to get a picture of the sign holding up. A beautiful soul is never forgotten, in loving memory of Avery Warfield. And I noticed the cheerleaders working on that sign tonight before the game. They had it face down so nobody could see it until it's time for the run through. And here come the players through it. Bob, if you know it's emotional looking at it, you know it's emotional for those players taking the field right now.
It has to be something surging in their veins, arteries, and all throughout their body, that the adrenaline really probably a big shot of adrenaline, too, on top of everything else.
We really want to break this game down for those listening in the pregame show, but tonight I don't think you can really get into the X's and O's and the numbers as much as knowing what this community, this school, and in particular this team and one brother specifically are going through tonight as we get set to kick this game off. I think we're going to observe a moment of silence here as the PA announcer has told us before the game, as soon as the band clears the field, I think we'll be doing that, so we're not going to get into any discussion.
And before we get to the moment of silence, Caldwell County did win the toss, deferred to the second half, so Caldwell County will be kicking off to the Rockets to begin this game.
And you are listening to the pregame show here on WPKY, brought to you by Farmers Bank and Trust Company.
May I have your attention, please?
We'll turn it over to PA announcer Frankie Brown.
Our community suffered a tragic loss of Avery Warfield Sunday evening. Avery, a freshman at Caldwell County High School, was a great young man, and it was a joy to be around. He was kind-hearted, sweet-spirited, and always smiling. Avery Warfield will be missed by his team, school, and community. The number 58 is painted in the end zones tonight. The Tigers are wearing a number 58 sticker on their helmets, and the Rockets are wearing a black ribbon on their uniforms in his honor. Cameron Warfield, Avery's brother, is wearing number 58 tonight. At this moment, we will observe a moment of silence for Avery Warfield. May God bless his family, his community, and all his friends. Thank you.
And we are back live with the pregame show here on WPKY after the moment of silence for Avery Warfield. And Bob, it's at this time usually on Friday night that we will say a prayer, but I think Frankie summed it up. We just want God to bless that family and this community as they face the situation they faced this week.
That family, this community, needs a lot of support right now. Spiritual support is the best support you can have, and we just wish a good, clean, injury-free game tonight for these players and a safe trip home for these people attending the game.
We are about set for kickoff. You've been listening to the Farmers Bank and Trust pregame show here on 103.3 The Tiger and streaming live on WPKYonline.com. And I'll pass on to Jordan. Great job tonight getting those shots, Jordan, of all the banners and the special moments here in this pregame show tonight as we get ready to kick this one off. Bob, any closing comments before I get permission to get out of my chair and stand up for this broadcast?
No. We are fortunate the sun has disappeared behind the horizon. We can actually see the field now, especially down here to our left, and it is a beautiful night out here where maybe earlier in the day we thought we might have some weather issues like we had 2 weeks ago. I don't believe any of that's going to show up. In fact, it's really cooling down, to say the least. And obviously we look for a good game tonight and all of that. So just hope that we get off to a great start tonight and that our adrenaline is in the right direction, if you will. And the scoreboard keeps flashing down there. I'm not sure what the...
Well, I think when it comes down to it, I can pretty comfortably say that for the players and the coaches, once the ball is kicked off, it'll be kind of a relief in a sense to go ahead and get this one underway and start channeling that emotion to the actions on the field.
After the first couple hits, it's just like a normal game then, but you're still amped up if you're a Tiger, I'm sure.
Caldwell County will kick off to start this one. They'll be kicking towards the cab building. Crittenden County will be going towards the highway to start this first quarter. Crittenden County comes in at 1-2 on the season. Caldwell County at 0-3. And Nichols takes it up. Kick is up and fielded at the 5-yard line by Crittenden County. They get across the 15 up to about the 20 before he's hit the first time. Goes down, and they'll mark it down at about the 25-yard line. Just short of the 25, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rockets of Crittenden County.
One thing to note, Dennis, is the lights aren't on yet, so I'm not sure what may be going on there. Normally by now they would be on. It is a little getting dark out here.
Yeah, it's late enough in the year that sun is down a little bit earlier, so I'm beginning to wonder about that myself. It looks good out there. The field looks in great condition. Crittenden County will start Hunter Boone at quarterback, sophomore, big kid. He rolls out to the right, looks up the field. Everybody covered. He tucks it, runs out of bounds, and it'll be a short gain. Hunter Van Hoosier on the tackle. Leading tackler for the Tigers this year is Hunter Van Hoosier. He's having a great season. If I could turn over to his stats really quick, I know he's leading in tackles. And I think Hunter Van Hoosier has 39 coming into the season. That's through actually 2.5 games. If you remember, the Franklin Simpson game only played a half.
And
Second down and 9 for
And this is
Crittenden.
something Coach Barnes told me to do. They would try to draw us offside, then they'd look to the sideline to get the play. So they're playing fast, but they're not playing fast.
Snap is low, handoff goes up the middle. He bounces out to the left side, but nice coverage there by the Tigers as he gets back up to about the 26-yard line. Bring up a 3rd down and long for Crittenden County. Nice defensive stop there by the Tigers. This team will come to the line early like Caldwell does, but like you said, they're not going to snap it early, but that keeps you from putting a lot of defensive substitutions in on them. They'll keep the defense on the field as their opponents won't have time to make it. If they try to switch somebody, they'd likely go up and make the snap and get 12 players on the field. So Crittenden County comes back. Handoff is straight up the middle, no gain. He's probably going to be thrown for a little bit of a loss on that play, Bob.
At least 1 yard, maybe 2, depends on the spot. Looks like he's going to.
It's going to be going back to about the 24-yard line, so it will be 4th down and 11 for the Rockets. Nice opening stand by the Caldwell County defense. It's going to send Trell Riley back just in his own territory to receive this punt. So it looks like Crittenden's going to line up like they're going for it, Bob. Unless he's going to try a little pooch kick.
This is one of their tactics that they'll.
It's Hunter Boone still at quarterback. It's 4th and very long. Ball is fumbled and the snap is covered by Crittenden County, but it'll still be a turnover on downs as Caldwell will take over at the 20-yard line. Bob, I didn't really understand that one. That's pretty deep in their own territory to be going for it on 4th and 11 to start the game, unless he was just going to try a quick pooch kick.
And the ball never got back to him, so we'll never know what the quarterback was going to do in that situation. But a lot of risk on that play, Dennis. And
a big break for the Tigers as they're going to come out with great field position to start this first drive. Burns set to take the snap. Looks right, now he goes left. Gets to Jameer Riley, complete at the 10. He gets down inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. That's Jameer Riley.
Travis Newsom.
Oh, Travis Newsom. I'm sorry, Travis Newsom on the catch.
To the, looks like the 6-yard line.
So first down, Caldwell County on the catch. Caldwell County lines up 3 receivers to the right. Burns gives a handoff to big Xavion Henderson. He bowls up the middle, and it's a touchdown, Tigers. Xavion Henderson, 1 carry, 1 touchdown for the Tigers. They're on the board early, 6-0 Caldwell County.
A really bull run that time by Xavion right up the gut, taking tacklers with him.
So quickly on the Crittenden County turnover on downs, Caldwell takes advantage in 2 plays. Travis Newsom with a 14-yard catch. Xavion Henderson a 6-yard run. Extra point attempt by Boyce Nichols. Spot is down, kick is up. And it is good.
It's up and good.
So with 10 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first quarter, Caldwell County jumps out early. It's Caldwell County 7, Crittenden County nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
This is a good time to have your heating and cooling system checked out to make sure it will see you to the season ahead. That's right. Have it checked out now before the cool weather gets here. And if you need a new electric heat pump, Penny Ryle Electric has special financing plans available that allow qualified members to buy a selected efficient electric heat pump at a low-interest plan with no money down and pay for it through your regular monthly electric bill. Put your family in a comfort zone with Penny Ryle Electric.
As the sun sizzles outside, come into Sanders Gatherings and check out their summer florals and wreaths and lots of summer colors. You'll find the perfect accessories, pictures, baskets, and vases for your country and primitive lifestyle. Sanders is filled with the best the countryside has to offer. That's Sanders Gatherings, located at 116 East Main Street, Princeton, open 11 to 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County quickly on top here in the first quarter. Just over 10 minutes left in the quarter. Travis Newsom had a 14-yard catch, and Xavier Henderson finished it up. Two-play drive for the Tigers, puts them out in front 7-0. Nichols has this one set up at the 40. The kick is away. It's going to bounce just inside the 10 and out of bounds. And it is going to go out at the 1, so it'll be much better field position to start this drive for Crittenden County. If I'm not mistaken, Bob, I think that comes out to the 35 to start this possession.
We'll see. I think it is the 35. They're
and it does look like that's about where they're coming to on this. So it is a penalty on the kickoff. I thought it had a chance of getting inside that end zone pylon, but the referee dropped his flag right on the 1 yard line.
It just barely missed it. And again, I wonder how well we play in the dark. Dennis,
I'm still wondering about these lights. I'm beginning to wonder who's in charge of the lights.
Yeah, what's them? We pay our light bill, or?
Oh, you told them? And they have been notified on the field about the lights.
Well, I wonder who's responsible for that. Normally, when we come to the game, they're on already.
So Crittenden County will take over at the 35-yard line. And I'm not sure the quarterback just picked it up and ran it back over to the center of the field like that's where he wanted to start. Referee said, wait a minute, we're going to start this on the right hash mark. So they go back over to the right hash. Ball spotted on the 35, 1st and 10 for Crittenden County. Hunter Boone takes a snap, looks up the field, going to the far sideline. It's complete. It's up near the 45. It's close to a first down. I think it's going to be just a little bit short. So a completion for Crittenden County will give them 2nd down and short.
2nd and 1 for the Rockets.
2nd and 1 for Crittenden County. Caldwell brings the blitz. They show blitz. Pass is off the face mask of the intended receiver on the far side. Incomplete. Very catchable ball, but incomplete for the Rockets. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. And, Bob, it'll suit us if the basketball team takes a hint from the football team as far as putting numbers on jerseys.
If we can see these numbers in basketball, there's no clue. Oh.
Run is up the middle on a keeper.
Number 7, Boone on the keeper.
It looks like he did get enough for the first down as it goes up to about the 46-yard line. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Rockets.
On the stop for the Tigers, number 20, Dustin McDaniel.
They said number 20, Dustin McDaniel in on the tackle. It's 1st down Rockets from their own 46-yard line. 9:43 left in the first quarter. Boone takes a snap, looks back. Now he's looking to this side, throws the lob on the fade route up. It's in and out of the hands of the Rocket receiver at the 28-yard line. Ben Brown was the receiver.
And Boone's been on target all night long tonight with his 2 incompletions, one hitting the Rocket in the face mask. That one was caught and then dropped. So
yeah, he had pretty good touch on that for a sophomore. He lobbed that one up about 20 yards. So second down, snap is back. It's a screen read well by the Tigers. That's number 22 in on the tackle. Gabe East read that one well and smothered that out quickly. 33, Russell Brandon on the tackle. It's going to be a loss on the play, back to the 43-yard line.
That play was sniffed out really well by Gabe East. That play had no chance of succeeding.
I think the lights are going to help me see some of these numbers.
Here come the lights.
Come on. So here they come. The lights are on. Boone takes a snap, drops back. Now he does the fade route to the far side, and it's intercepted. Flag down on the field. It's intercepted at the 30.
That could be defensive pass interference. We'll wait and see.
Trail Riley did intercept the pass, but a flag right in the vicinity.
It is pass interference against the Tigers.
So a big break there for Crittenden County as they are driving. Let's see where they'll spot this after the penalty. And it's going to be spotted at the 31-yard line of Caldwell County. It'll be first down and 10 for the Rockets. Much better possession for the Rockets than their opening possession. And referees are stopping play.
Yeah, I have to agree that they were on the 43-yard line. That's 7-19. It's a 26-yard penalty. I thought those were marked off from the line of scrimmage, Dennis, and not anywhere else in high school. It's different.
Yeah. I don't think football. High school has not spotted the foul.
Exactly. Yeah, so it ought to be spotted somewhere around the 42-yard line.
And let's see where they'll set this down. They're still walking back. Now they're coming back to the original. Now they're going to start marking it off. They went back to the original line of scrimmage. Now they're going to mark off the foul. The penalty was on Trail Riley for defensive pass interference. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. So that's.
The ball is spotted at the 41-yard line. And it'll be first and 10 Rockets.
Now it's first and 10 Crittenden County. 8:47 left in the quarter. Player in motion for the Rockets. Snap is back. It's a keeper, designed quarterback keeper, and that's stopped right at the line.
Cole Baker
on the tackle for the Tigers.
No gain on the loss of one.
Second down and 11 for the Rockets. That was a designed keeper, but nothing there. The Tigers saw that one from the outset, able to come up and meet Mr. Boone at the line. Now Crittenden County is going to spread the field. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He'll keep one back in the backfield with him. Snap is back. He looks to the far sideline. It's complete at the 35, driven out of bounds. And Ethan Hunt, that's the receiver that Coach Barnes said that Boone likes to go to. It's complete at the 35-yard line. Short of a first down. It's going to bring up third down and 4 for the Rockets. Same setup. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Boone takes a snap, looks back, wants to go over the middle. That's going to be well overthrown. Nice coverage there by Trail Riley down the far sideline. It'll bring up 4th down for the Rockets. So Caldwell County with a nice stand to stiffen up here after the pass interference penalty. Crittenden County is going to stay on the field. 4th down and 4 from the 35-yard line. Boone puts one player in motion. That's number 3, Mason Myers, goes in. Now it's 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Boone takes a snap, looks back, set to throw over the middle. It's complete, but short of the first down. And it's marked right at the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be another turnover on downs for Crittenden County. Caldwell County will take over 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. 7:48 left in the first quarter. And Bob, Crittenden County does throw a lot. We knew coming in they were going to put the ball in the air quite a bit. The completion percentage was only hovering around 35 to 40%, but the turnover to touchdown ratio was 9 interceptions to 3 touchdowns. So I think he does a lot of lobbing the ball like he did the first couple of possessions. Caldwell County with some speed may be able to get under some of these. Caldwell gets a player on late. Now he's going to come off the field. And he had time, still 8 seconds left on the play clock. Handoff is to Henderson up the middle. Not much there. He's going to pick up a couple. Xavion Henderson, last week's player of the game offensively, if I remember right, Bob.
Yes.
Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Tigers.
2nd down and 8 for Caldwell County. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Gaither, Jameer Riley near side. Newsome, Trail Riley to the far. Burns looks over the middle. He's got Jameer Riley on the 35 complete, still on his feet across the 30, down to the 20, going down the sideline inside the 10, and he does get in. There's a signal. It's touchdown, Caldwell County. Great run after the catch by Jameer Riley. Caught the ball at the 35, picked the rest up on his own. Nice blocking down that far sideline. And he goes over a nice little classy touch. They go over and touch the number 58 in the end zone after the touchdown. But a good job by Jameer Riley. Gives Caldwell the lead at 13-0.
63-yard pass play on that completion, Dennis.
Burns did a great job.
Great run by
putting
Jameer.
That one right in between a couple of defenders. It wasn't like Jameer was not covered. He had some pretty good coverage. Burns able to thread the needle, and then 35-yard run after the catch. Nichols comes up, ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 7:10 left in the first quarter, Caldwell County extends the lead. It's the Tigers 14, the Rockets nothing. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Stay tuned. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Drug Company, 103 West Main in Princeton, proudly features low-cost prescriptions and friendly service. Princeton Drug offers in-town delivery, in-store pickup, or a convenient drive-through window. Princeton Drug has a wide selection of Christian greeting cards for every occasion. Princeton Drug is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and on Saturday from 8:30 to 2:30. No deliveries on Saturday. Princeton Drug, 103 West Main Street, Princeton. Phone 365-5585. Whether it's a new addition to your home, a family vacation, bill consolidation, medical bills, starter loans, auto loans, or auto repair, whatever your need might be, let ABC Finance and their friendly staff help you. ABC Finance can help you through the tough times. Stop by or call ABC Finance today, located on 62 West, the Princeton Plaza in Princeton. Phone 365-7444. Call Jody Lamb or one of the friendly staff, and they will do their best to get the money you need.
Back to Tiger Stadium. It's Caldwell County 14, Crittenden County nothing. Midway through the first quarter, Nichols set to kick it away from the 40. Kick is up and fielded at the 7. Crittenden comes up the middle. He's got a lane up the middle across the 35, across the 40. Ball is loose and right into the arms of another Crittenden player, and he's pulled down just shy of the 45. But fumble on the play couldn't have been more opportune for Crittenden County because it bounced right into the arms of a teammate. They're going to mark that one down at the 44-yard line, but a big return for the Rockets on the kickoff. They came right up the middle.
Dennis, Caldwell County has had two play drives tonight, and Shane Burns 2 out of 2 on his passing.
Boone goes back to pass, looks over the middle. That's overthrown and incomplete. Good coverage there by Van Hoosier on the play from his linebacker spot. 2nd down and 10 for the Rockets, who find themselves in a 14-0 hole early here at Tiger Stadium. Rockets line up 3 receivers this time to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield with Boone. Boone drops back. He's got some rush. Gets out of it, goes to the sideline, incomplete. Nice pressure there by the Tigers. It's number 55 on the pressure, Garrick Lamb, getting in the backfield. So 3rd down and 10 for Crittenden County as they flushed Lamb out early. As we said, Lamb's a pretty good-sized kid. He's 5'10", 205 sophomore. So he'll come up with 3 receivers split to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Snap is back. Boone drops back, looks to the near sideline, goes down the sideline. Getting a beat on it was number 33. It's incomplete, or number 3 rather. Dylan Cavanaugh on the coverage. I thought he was going to be able to run through that one because Boone does put a little bit of a lob under some of these passes. Anything over, say, 20 yards, Bob, he's putting a little air under.
And that's probably resulted in his 9 interceptions. He's pretty accurate on the short throws. His longer throws, the ball tends to hang in the air.
And Crittenden County does line up to go for it. 4th down and 10 from their own 43-yard line. But he's got a lot of people on the line. I got to believe these are pooch kicks because he's not real far back, but he does. It's a running punt, and the ball goes over midfield, but just barely. Caldwell County will get possession at around their own 45-yard line. So that's what they're doing, Bob. He's looking over the field. If he's got a lane open, I think he's going to turn it up the field. But 4th and 10, that was asking a lot against this nice Tiger defense.
Well, and he went to the short side of the field on top of everything else. So we're not sure whether he's given the ability to run if he has to or throw it. There's certainly nobody open. And he only netted about 9 yards on that punt.
So Caldwell County will come out 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Very efficient offense tonight. 4 plays, 14 points. Handoff goes to Trell Riley on a sweep coming near side. He's across the 45, 50, and down near a 1st down, just a little bit short, marked at the Rocket 46-yard line. Nice run by Trell Riley. Good blocking by the Tigers. So if the pattern holds here, Bob, this should be a 46-yard touchdown coming up because they've run 2 plays on the first 2 drives. Burns takes the snap, fakes a handoff. It's going to be a reverse over to Zach Gaithers. Gaithers across the 50, across the 40, gets down to the 30, still on his feet, inside the 20, hit by a few rockets, gets inside the 15. It'll be marked at the 13. Looks like the 13-yard line is where we're going to spot this one. Big run by Zach Gaither down to the Rocket 13, and we were only half joking, I guess, about scoring on that play. Gaither did all he could to put that one in the end zone.
And that was a 33-yard carry by Zach on the flip from Shane Burns.
So Caldwell County sets up 2 receivers split to each side. Burns goes on a little pattern to Jameer Riley. He's across the 5. Breaks the tackle, almost gets it in. Let's see if they mark it in or they're going to mark it just shy. Jameer Riley stretched out there at the very end of that run. I thought he may have gotten the ball over that end line, but they're going to mark him down inside the 1. And I would bet a dime to a dollar that Xavion Henderson's name is going to get called on this one, or Burns, and it is Burns on the keeper. And Burns has the touchdown for Caldwell County. You knew it only had to go about 6 inches, Bob. It was not going to get past at all. They weren't going to run anything funny. It was just a matter of if it was going to be Burns or Henderson, and it is Burns with the touchdown. Caldwell County extends the lead all the way to 20-0. Still over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Boyce Nichols will set this extra point from the 10, so it'll be a 20-yard attempt on all his extra points. Snap is back, spot is down, and the kick is good. So with 5:22 left in the first quarter, Caldwell County pushes it way out now, 21-0 over Crittenden County. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on 103.3 The Tiger.
Hey, what's for lunch? Breakfast. Breakfast for lunch? Yep. Then what's for dinner? Breakfast. So, wait, is lunch for breakfast? No, breakfast is for breakfast. With McDonald's all-day breakfast menu, anytime is delicious breakfast time. Hey, where are you going? Man, I'm heading to McDonald's. Have a good afternoon. Don't you mean good morning? I do now.
Get 2 Egg McMuffin sandwiches for $3 on McDonald's all-day breakfast menu. For a limited time, prices and participation may vary. See store for details.
McDonald's all-day breakfast menu varies by location.
Makeup is everywhere.
I'm a Class 1 hitch holding a Class 3 load, and I just snapped. But now your trailer full of four-wheelers is going off-roading without you. So get off it, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem, like me.
This is Fred Foley. Call me today at the Woodall Agency, 365-5541. You'll be glad you did.
We are back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County has pushed the lead out to 21-0 over Crittenden County. 5:22 left in the quarter. Nichols with the kick, and it's away to Crittenden County. Fielded at the 10 and fumbled off his shoulder pads. Picked right back up across the 20 up to about the 26, 27-yard line. It was Devon Nesbitt. He received the kick, Bob, bounced right off the plate of his shoulder pads. He was able to pick it up on a fortuitous bounce, I guess, right back up to him. He gets it up to the 29-yard line of Crittenden County, so it'll be 1st and 10 Rockets from their own 29. We're going to send 3 receivers to the right. Now they're going to come back with 2 receivers right, 2 left, as Boone will come back. Thought for a second he was going to go under center. We hadn't seen that play tonight, but he does drop back into the gun. One player in motion. Handoff is to this side. Comes up to a group of Tiger tacklers. They pull him down. He may have picked up 1 on the play to the 30, but the pursuit tonight has been fantastic by this Tiger defense. And, Bob, that defense seemed like they hit their stride last week against North Hardin, probably as well as the defense has played all season, and they're picking up where they left off last week at Radcliffe.
There is really outstanding pursuit when Crittenden runs wide, even when they go up the middle. You can see the Tiger defense focused for sure tonight.
Ball on the near hash mark. Boone will set up with 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. He drops back, looks to the side. It's complete, and it gets up over the 40, up to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down for Crittenden County.
On the stop for the Tigers, number 22, Gabe East, and number 33, Russell Brandon.
Gabe East and Russell Brandon on the tackles for the Tigers. It was a completion out to the 40, let's call it the 46-yard line.
46-yard line.
4:28 left in the first quarter. It's 1st and 10 from the 46. 3 receivers split to the right for Crittenden County, 1 near side. Roll out by Boone to the far side. Garrick Lamb giving pursuit. Ball is up and knocked away, incomplete at the 45-yard line. Nice pursuit by Garrick Lamb on the play for Caldwell County. Flushed Boone out of the pocket, and it's incomplete. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we are going to keep the live stream camera on the Caldwell County Band of Pride as they take the field during our halftime show. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. And flag down on the play. Let's see what this one is going to do. Caldwell County is walking back, so it apparently is against the Tigers. Could have got a hand in on the deflection a little bit too early. Too much contact. It's pass interference on Caldwell County. Their 2nd call on that tonight.
1st down, Rockets.
And probably the 2 least favorite words after that game last week is pass interference, but this one bites the Tigers again. Boone drops back, looks to this side, and goes in between his receivers. I think a little bit of a mix-up on the route.
I almost think the ball may have been tipped, Dennis. It came out funny, and normally on those short routes, he's been pretty well on target. So we won't know until we see the live stream if it was deflected at the line of scrimmage or not.
Could well have been. At number 5, grabbed his helmet like, oh, I've messed up on which way I was supposed to cut, because the ball did fall right in between 2 receivers. And you're right, Boone has been pretty accurate in that 5 to 15-yard range. 2nd down for the Rockets. Boone drops back. Big hit on the pass. And that is number 55, Lamb, getting to Boone on the incompletion. Boone needed a little more time on that pass, and Mr. Lamb said not on this possession here, because he got in there and put the hit on Boone. Ball well overthrown. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Rockets. Ball at the Caldwell County 39-yard line.
Hunter Boone is 4 out of 12 so far tonight in the passing department for Crittenden
That's about
County.
the average that he brings in. Just a little over a third of his passes are complete. Snap is back. Boone drops back. He wants to lob one to the near side. And in and out of the hands again of a Crittenden receiver. That was number 10, Ethan Dossett, got behind the Caldwell County secondary and had a step on all the defenders. There were 3 defenders around him. Ball was in and out of his hands as he tried to lay out for it. That's a couple of times tonight the Tigers have been fortunate that they didn't reel those passes in.
In Hunter Boone's defense, he could have had 3, 4 more receptions had the receiver been a little step quicker or better hands.
So it's 4th down and 10 from the 39 for the Rockets.
4th and 10 for the Rockets.
They line up in their regular formation. It's going to be a timeout, Caldwell County. So with a timeout on the field, 3:57 left in the first quarter. We'll take a 30-second break and be back. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Once again, a reminder.
Price Shoes in Princeton wants to remind everyone that we have a full line of genuine GM and Mopar parts and accessories for your car, truck, or SUV. We also offer retract bed covers. You have to see to believe how awesome they are. WeatherTech floor mats are a must for folks with little people and moms and dads that want to keep their entire carpet protected. Make your truck or SUV stand out with chrome accessories such as 20-inch wheels and tires, running boards, mirror covers, and door handles. Need a gift idea? Adding remote start will surely please your loved one. Call Shauna today for all your accessory needs. 270-365-5522. Tri-Cities Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County with the lead. 3:57 left in the first quarter. 21-0 Tigers. Crittenden County is facing a 4th down and 10 from Caldwell County's 39-yard line. Caldwell County coming out of a timeout called. Crittenden County is going to come back out, set up with 2 receivers split to the left, 2 to the right, as they face one of several 4th down plays early in this contest tonight. Boone drops back in the shotgun. It's a little pooch kick. He kicks it and lands at the 15, fielded at the 10, and he'll be brought down at the 12. Just a nice effort. Beginning one, if they was going to whistle, that one did.
Gabe East on the punt return.
Gabe East, as Crittenden County set up like they were going to run the play, a little pooch kick, put it down to about the 10, where Gabe East picked it up and really carried 3 or 4 defenders with him for an extra 2 or 3 yards. So good effort there by Gabe East for the Tigers. See if they spot this officially at the 14-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from deep in their own end for the Tigers. Burns brings his crew out. Xavion Henderson in the backfield. Jameer Riley and Oliver Parker looks like near sideline. Handoff is up the middle to Henderson. He gets across the 15, near the 20. He brought down around the 17-yard line. Nice hole opened up by that line by the Tigers as Henderson went off tackle to the left and was able to pick up pretty decent yardage up to the 19. Second down and 5 for Caldwell County. Jaggers in at quarterback for the Tigers. He drops back looking up the field, plenty of time. Swings down over to Henderson in the flats. And it's going to be a little loss on the play back to about the 16. Great protection by that offensive line for Jaggers, but good coverage by the Rockets. He had to dump it off down to his safety valve, Henderson, on the near sideline. Henderson loses a couple of yards on the play. 3rd down and 7 now for Caldwell County. Jagger stays in the ball game. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Quick pass over to Jameer Riley. Breaks the tackle, gets across the 15, up near the 20. Still on his feet, finally pulled down across the 20, but short of a 1st down.
That was Trail on that reception.
That was Jameer Riley on the reception.
On the stop, number 1, Devin Nesbitt.
So it'll bring up 4th down for the Tigers. Burns comes back on the field to take care of the punting. They'll spot the ball at the 20. It'll be 4th down and 4 for Caldwell County, so Burns will handle the punt. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Caldwell County with the 21-0 lead. Snap is back. Burns puts a kick, low line drive. It's going to be fielded at midfield That was a nice catch by the Crittenden receiver to field that one as it was dying quick. Gets it up to the Caldwell County 48-yard line where the Rockets will take over 1st and 10 inside Caldwell County territory. As we said, Caldwell County with the lead, 21-0. Caldwell striking quick and often in that first quarter. First 4 plays produced 2 touchdowns. Now the Tigers are on defense as Crittenden County splits out 3 receivers to the left. Snap is back to sophomore Boone. Looks to the right side, complete on the sideline, still fighting, then pushed out of bounds. Cole Baker, one of a couple of tacklers in, pushes Hunt out at the 46-yard line, or the 41-yard line of Caldwell County. 2nd down and short now for the Rockets. 2nd and 3. Crittenden County looks to the sideline. Bob, a nice crowd on both sides of the stands tonight here at Tiger Stadium. Crittenden County, of course, very close over in Marion, so they're right-handy. And Crittenden's player is going to be piled up just, I think they'll do that one for a loss, Bob.
Back to maybe the original line of scrimmage.
The referee is standing right on the 50. Pass is complete, but the loss on the play is going to take it back to the 49-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 11 for Crittenden County. Trell Riley on the stop for the Tigers. He's going to come off as Jameer comes on. Trell comes off a little gimpy on that one. They'll check him out. Doesn't look too severe, so I'm sure he'll be back in the lineup. 3rd down and 11 for the Rockets. Low snap is back, handled by Boone. Good pressure by the Tigers. Lamb had him for a minute, gets loose, comes back up, still on his feet at the 50, and finishing it off with a big hit. That was Dustin McDaniel. I'm sure Boone felt like everywhere he looked up, it was blue and gold around him. Garrick Lamb had the initial hit, had him pulled in the backfield. He broke loose, fought off a couple of tacklers till McDaniels finished it off with another 1-yard loss. Ball spotted now at the 50, 4th and 12 for the Rockets.
Kind of looked like Bankhead from North Hardin, the many hits that he took on that play, but he certainly doesn't have the speed that Bankhead has.
They set up in an offensive set like they could do something, but an extra player on the line and one in the backfield makes it look like a pooch kick punt. They send a player in motion.
Clock run out.
He drops back. He is going to throw it and broke it up there. Nice job by number 33 for the Tigers, Russell Brandon. Incomplete. So Caldwell County will take over. 3rd turnover on downs for Crittenden County, and that ends the first quarter. So after 1, Caldwell County with a nice showing. It's the Tigers 21, the Rockets nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
When you need extra time to heal, Caldwell Medical Center's Swing Bed program can help you if you've been discharged from a hospital but still need recovery time before going home. Who's right for swing bed? Patients with recent joint repair or replacement, recovering from a wound or major surgery, patients who need acute physical or occupational therapy, patients in need of post-hospitalization pain management or IV therapy, or patients recovering from a stroke. For more information, contact Caldwell Medical Center at 270-365-0300. Caldwell Medical Center, located at 100 Medical Center Drive.
You know that feeling you get when you realize your debit card is not in your wallet or on your desk or anywhere? I'm Ty Engelbright with First Southern National Bank, and you no longer need to worry. All account holders now have the ability to temporarily turn debit cards on and off using our new mobile banking app. Download our new app today to start using mobile deposit, debit card on-off, and many more great features. For Southern National Bank, member FDIC.
We are back to Tiger Stadium. About to start the second quarter. Caldwell County has a lead 21-0. Thank you, Bob. I've loaned out all my ink pens up here in the press box before the game. I didn't have anything to write with. Caldwell County takes over 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line.
Loaning out pens, Dennis, is a fear that I have, so that's why I bring about 15 with me.
I call it loaning, but you seldom see them back.
We might not get them back. You could be
pretty
correct.
much given away. And no problem. We like to help out when we can. Caldwell County back on the field with Burns at quarterback. Sends Jameer Riley in motion, flags down, and it's going to be procedure against Caldwell County. Looks like Jameer Riley made the turn upfield just a little bit quick. Sideline official threw that flag as soon as Jameer made the cut. Caleb Perkins in the ball game at receiver for Caldwell County. Jameer Riley in motion. Handoff is to Henderson. It's on the ground, fumbled. Henderson falls on it. He gets it up to about the 47, so gets a little bit of the penalty yardage back, but not much. So it's going to be 3rd and long for Caldwell County, or 2nd and long for Caldwell County, excuse me. Also in the ball game is Oliver Parker. Parker and Perkins on this side. Burns takes a snap. Plenty of time to throw. Looks downfield. He's got Jameer Riley open at the 25. Looks up the field, still on his feet across the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Caldwell County. Nice run after the catch again. Jameer Riley, that's twice tonight. He's picked up great yardage after the catch. Caught that one on about the 25 and took it the rest of the way to the house. 27-0 Caldwell County, pending the extra point. But Jameer Riley is really wearing it out after the catch. The moves are just stopping the Crittenden players right in their tracks.
That was a 54-yard pass that run on Burns to Jameer Riley.
Thanks to Principal Phelps for bringing us some water up tonight. A little bit warm up here in the press box, so we appreciate her doing that for us. Nichols with the extra point attempt. Spot is down, kick is up, and it's good. So with 11:18 left in the first half, Caldwell County's lead is out to 28-0 now. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
When you think of flowers, think Treasures Remembered Flourishing Greenhouse. You'll find hanging baskets, daylilies, knockout roses, fountain grass, simple holly, elephant ears, sweet potato vines, and more. Treasures Remembered offers beautiful fresh bouquets, gift wares, sympathy items, cemetery arrangements, and the list goes on. Whatever the occasion, flowers will make it special from Treasures Remembered Flourishing Greenhouse, 600 West Locust Street in Princeton, phone 365-2556.
Is your debit card community-driven? At Farmers Bank, it is important to us to give back to our community. That is why we have developed the Tiger Card. The Tiger Card is a debit card that is free to all Farmers Bank checking account holders. Each time you use your Tiger Card, Farmers Bank will donate to our local Youth Inc. Children's Sports Program. We've given over $40,000 to date to Youth Inc. through the Tiger Card program. Come get your Tiger Card today. We can print them instantly at our main office. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Nichols with the kick. Angles it to the far sideline. It's going to hit and bounce. Be almost picked up at the 20. Fumbled. Now he's picked back up. Hit. Big hit. Let's see if we can pick out that number. Laid him out at about the 20. That was number 43. Ben Holt with a nice hit for the Tigers. And gave it to Gabe. I think that was I could have swore it was Holt. We'll
they
just
gave it to
both
Gabe,
players.
but Ben was right in the mix of that action going on over
Big
there.
hit to stop Crittenden County. The ball is going to be spotted at the 22-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rockets as they trail 28-0 now. Boone goes back. He's going to roll to his right, looks up the field. It's complete at the 33. And a couple of Tigers in on the tackle, including East and Jameer Riley, as the ball will be spotted at about the 38-yard line. Kind of look for Boone to be rolling a little bit more as Caldwell County has really put some good pressure on the last couple of possessions, especially Garrick Lamb coming up and getting a hand on him a couple of times. So he'll take that roll move, try to buy a little more time looking up the field. He'll send 3 receivers to his left, one to the right. Boone will roll to the left. It's in and out of the hands again at the 40, incomplete. And Bob, if we were statting that, it would probably be 3 or 4 drop passes that have cost Boone some completions tonight by his receivers. That one, very catchable ball, dropped right at the 40.
Could have heard footsteps on that one, Dennis. I know that he was looking upfield before he actually caught the ball, which resulted in the drop.
And the way some of these Tigers are laying some hits tonight, I don't blame him.
Well, their heads are on a spindle if you're a Rocket.
And Crittenden County has shown no option of running the ball hardly any tonight, so you know that line's got their ears pinned back, ready to just come at the first nod.
They have a negative 3 yards rushing for the game total so far.
And flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
It's going to go against Crittenden County.
Penalty is illegal procedure against the Rockets.
Illegal procedure against Crittenden County is going to back them up 5 yards.
Ball will be spotted at the...
Hope you'll stay tuned for the halftime show tonight, brought to you by Caldwell Medical Center. Bob will have all the first half stats. We'll have a look at the second half, and also we'll be streaming live the performance of the Band of Pride at halftime. Snap is back to Boone. Looks up the field. It's complete at the 42-yard line. And on the tackle, that was number 35, Will Bashir. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 7 for the Rockets. That's my goal, Jordan. Boone drops back, lays a little lob up, and a good play by Trail Riley, rather. Trail had an eye on that ball the whole way, able to go up. Knew he couldn't make the interception as he was too far back, but got up, got a hand on it to knock it away. So a nice defensive play by Trail Riley will bring up 4th down and 7 for the Rockets.
Boone is 8 for 19 so far, and just a little over 1/4 of action. Their obviously plan was to go to the air, which they've done.
Little pooch kick out of the formation by Crittenden County. The ball is going to bounce. Nobody back to receive for Caldwell County. It'll be down near the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 21. Caldwell County will take over 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Good play so far tonight, Bob. We had a lot of talk in the pregame show about how Caldwell County would come out after the tragedy that struck this team on Sunday night with the death of Avery Warfield. And they've come out just about as sharp as you would expect and really executing well and also playing with a lot of emotion.
Really almost no mistakes so far tonight in the game for a couple penalties. But offensively, they've just been lights out.
Joby Jaggers in at quarterback. De'Eric Hollowell also in the lineup for Caldwell County.
And as you said a while ago, Dennis, we're going to have to look because we're going to see a lot of new players in this lineup.
The flare-out pass is to Hollowell. Breaks a tackle at the 20, gets up across to about the 21-yard line.
De'Eric Hollowell on the reception, number 28.
Nice quick pass from Jaggers to Hollowell, and that's a combination we'll be talking about in a couple of years, I'm sure.
No gain to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
They're going to mark this one at about the 22-yard line, so we'll call it 2nd and 9 for the Tigers. Jaggers has 3 receivers split to the right. Quickly over again to Hollowell. It's complete. He breaks the tackle, gets up across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. That should be enough for a 1st down. And let's see where they'll mark this one down. They didn't give him as much. Must have hit the knee before he got up where the play ended. So it's marked at the 30. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Xavion Henderson in for Caldwell County in the backfield. So if you were a betting man, Bob.
Who you going to give it to?
Big Xavion. We love to watch Xavion run the football. Handoff is to Xavion. Hits the line of scrimmage. Going, gets up near the 34-yard line. So it'll be a 1st down, Caldwell County. And we have had so much fun with Xavion carrying the football since the first game. We love watching his style. Big back, goes about 250. I think they list him at 250. Let's see, what do they list Xavion at? 262 in the backfield, so a load to bring down. We love watching the kid run.
When he gets it going, it's almost unstoppable.
You better hit him early if you're going to hit him. Jaggers drops back. Little pass over to the right side is complete. And he'll take it up to about the 36-yard line.
And that number is that Oliver?
Number 80,
Cameron Traylor. A 5'7", 135-pound junior makes the reception. His first catch that I can remember on the season. So Traylor in the books. Caldwell County sets. Jaggers takes the handoff, drops back, gets some pressure, swings it over here to Parker. Parker has it complete across the 40, up to about the 45, still on his feet to the 46-yard line. Nice run after the catch by Parker. That's something the receivers for Caldwell have done a great job of tonight. Jameer Riley comes to mind right off the bat, but a nice run there by Parker on these yards after the catch, really mounting up for the Tigers.
And so far, the Tigers are perfect in the passing department. Joby is 6 for 6, and Shane was.
Handoff on the play goes to Henderson. And I don't think there's any gain on that one, maybe even a loss of about a half a yard. So we'll call it 2nd down and 11 for Caldwell County. We said if you hit Henderson, you better hit him early. That's what Crittenden County did on that one. Perkins to the near side with Parker. Perkins goes in motion. Fakes a handoff to Perkins. Now it's Henderson up the middle. Still bowling all the way up to near midfield.
That prior ball carrier, did you get that? Was that D-Eric or was that the play before, Dennis?
Oh, that was Hollowell. You're right. Third down and 7 for Caldwell County. Jaggers has 3 receivers bunched to the near side, short side of the field. 1 receiver split out to the right. Jaggers drops back, gets some pressure, little screen pass, and in and out of the hands of Henderson. He had enough room to get a head of steam going, but goes out of his hands, and it'll bring up 4th down. Jaggers' first incompletion of the night. So Burns will come back out to handle just the punting duties for the Tigers as they'll get rid of the ball. With 6:46 left in the first half, Caldwell County holds the 28-0 lead. Big first quarter for the Tigers with 21 points. Bob Hayes will have all those stats and more coming up at halftime on the Caldwell Medical Center halftime show. Burns with the kick. Pretty good kick, lobs it up. And it's going to take a Caldwell County bounce. Goes inside the 20. It'll be down just inside of the 20 at about the 19-yard line. So Crittenden County will come out 1st and 10 with 6:35 left in the first half. Caldwell County at home tonight, first of 2 straight home games. We'll play, of course, this one against Crittenden County tonight. Next week is the Henderson County Colonels coming to Tiger Stadium. Crittenden County sends 3 receivers split way out to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Boone rolls to the left, looks up the field, and it's intercepted. Number 32, Van Hoosier, picks it off at the 20, gets it back inside the 15. Nice anticipation by Hunter Van Hoosier. He read that one all the way. Watched the roll by Boone, stepped in front of it and took it down. They'll mark it down at the 16-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, Caldwell County on the turnover. Good play by Hunter Van Hoosier. And Bob, where's the new pork play of the game?
Yes, we've got that.
A little bit lax on that. We've about left that out. We do want to mention that Greg George, one of our new spots here as Caldwell County calls a timeout. That'll give us time to look over this because this is new. Greg, an old friend of ours, has joined the Tiger Sports broadcast with the pork play of the game, Bob, and I'll let you take it from there.
And it's all natural fresh pork that can be delivered by Free Babies Pork Peddling. That telephone number is 270-625-2365 or picked up at Main Attraction Beauty Shop on West Main Street here in Princeton. So we welcome Greg George as a sponsor to the broadcast tonight, and we may have already had the pork play of the game.
And we'll in the first half, we'll give the pork play of the game to Hunter Van Hoosier on a nice interception there at the 20-yard line where he was able to take it down to about the 16, but great anticipation by Hunter Van Hoosier, the leading tackler so far this season for Caldwell County. And like we said, glad to have Greg George and company on. And I'll be looking, I don't know how Free Baby's pork peddling is going to deliver, if that's a marked truck or if Free Baby will have it written on his spot belts or what he'll have, but he'll bring you some pork anywhere you want it. So just call that number 625-2365. Caldwell County lines up, hands it off. Burns hands it off up the middle, and it's a streak right down the middle. Looks like, is that Hollowell? We'll see if we can get that number. Touchdown, Caldwell County. Looks like Derek Hollowell straight up the middle.
Number 28 for the Tigers.
Nice run by the freshman Hollowell.
Takes it in for the Tiger touchdown.
So Caldwell County's lead is out to 34-0. And the running clock starts at 36. I thought they might go for two if they got to this point. They are not. They've sent Nichols out on the field for the extra point attempt. Snap is down, kick is up, and good. So with 6:21 left in the first half, it's Caldwell County 35, Crittenden County nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on 103.3 The Tiger.
Public power today is an important American institution, an expression of the idea of local people working together to meet local needs. Your Princeton Electric Plant Board lights up homes, businesses, and streets with public power, electricity coming from a community-owned and operated facility. Their purpose is to provide reliable and safe, not-for-profit electricity at a reasonable price. They exist to serve you, their fellow citizens, friends, and neighbors, and their loyalty is to their customers. Princeton Electric Plant Board continues to make Princeton a great place to live and work. They are hometown energy working for you.
Lavocina on the Marion Road in Princeton is the best place to experience delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine with an extensive menu that has something for everyone. Choose some local favorites like fajitas, chimichangas, burritos, and Maria's favorite with rice, grilled onions, and peppers, chicken, shrimp, steak, or a combination topped with Lavocina's mouth-watering cheese sauce. That's Lavocina on the Marion Road in Princeton, phone 365-3848.
We are back to Tiger Stadium. It's been all Caldwell County in this first half. 6:21 left in the half. It's 35-0 for the homestanding Tigers over Crittenden County. Nichols has it teed up at the 40.
Nichols to kick off for the Tigers.
There's a whistle. Nichols puts it in play. Low line drive kick across the field, fielded at the 25-yard line. Crittenden gets up across the 35 to about the 37 before the pile goes out of bounds. Be first and 10 for the Rockets as they try to get on the scoreboard here in the first half.
Up to the 37-yard line.
I do want to mention, Bob, Jordan put last week's game with North Hardin on YouTube, and I looked at it about midweek, maybe Tuesday. 682 people, I think it was, had checked in on that football game. So a lot of people checking out the live stream that Jordan's doing here with the station. And doing a great job, I may add. He really had to improvise quite a bit last week at Radcliffe to get the shots that he did. So good job by Jordan Dunn. Crittenden takes it, drops back, swing pass over to the far sideline is incomplete. Good pressure again by Garrick Lamb on the play.
And again, it was dropped. It was right in the receiver's hands.
And Jordan just informed me we have about 60 people watching live right now on the live stream. And by the looks of these stands, not many more people have left at home because the stands are packed here and across the field on Crittenden's side. Boone set to take the snap. Three receivers bunch to the far sideline. He comes this way, tipped and almost intercepted by Trail Riley. Nice play. It's incomplete. But Trail has done a great job seeing the football tonight, getting a hand on it, at least to deflect them. He hasn't come down with that interception yet, but you got to figure, Bob, if he keeps putting a finger on the ball like he's doing, he's going to come away with one before the night's over with. If he's still in the game, because there's going to be a lot of substitutes if this one keeps going this route.
He will come up with one.
3rd down and 10 for Crittenden County. Ball at the 37-yard line. Snap is back. Boone looks to the far sideline. And it looked like it's incomplete.
We'll see. Yes, they're going.
And it is incomplete. Good coverage by the Tigers. Number 64 checking into the ball game for the Tigers. That is Josh Hastings, 245-pound sophomore coming in for the Tigers. Also one of our favorite players, Pancho Rosales, is in the ball game. Caldwell County anticipating the punt. They'll drop Trell Riley back. Boone looks over to the sideline. They put a player in motion, and it's going to be a flag on the play. He got off a pretty good kick, but not until after the flags. And I think it was going to be not a flag, but a timeout, Caldwell County. And we'll keep it here on this one, Darren, here at the field as Caldwell County calls a timeout with 5:53 left in the second quarter. Caldwell County up on Crittenden County 35-0. Want to remind everybody coming up at halftime, we'll have the Caldwell Medical Center halftime show. Bob Hayes will have all the first half stats and a look ahead to the second half. And also want to remind everybody about our streaming camera will be on the field following the Band of Pride. While we do our halftime show, you'll be able to watch the Band of Pride here at Tiger Stadium. I think they have a contest coming up tomorrow, Bob. I think we read earlier. And the Band of Pride competes in Class 2A, and they'll be at the Maroon Classic tomorrow in Madisonville at Madisonville North Hopkins, and that contest begins at 4:30. So the Band of Pride, we've been able to brag on them quite a bit this season. They really sound good. I think the program is going to be good. It's called the Fairest that they'll be performing, and the band is up to 83 students. So a step in the right direction definitely for the Band of Pride this year, and you'll be able to watch them at halftime here on the live stream on WPKYonline.com. And live punt is away. Caldwell County is going to let it bounce, and Jameer Riley does go. Trell Riley goes over and picks it up at the 40. Now he's got some room across the 50. One player to beat across the 45 and pushed out of bounds. Trell gave every indication he was just going to let it bounce and went up, picked that one up, and had a nice return. They're going to spot this at the 31-yard line of Crittenden County. First down, Caldwell, as Joby Jaggers will bring his troops out.
And Crittenden County ran down the field to cover that punt, but really didn't expect anything to happen. The first guy down there was 4 or 5 yards from the play, and no one was around Trail when he picks it up and runs back upfield.
I think they also thought Caldwell was just going to let it bounce. Trail, wide awake, went over, picked it up, so did a good job. Screen pass is complete. Jaggers completes it. It's number 8 for Caldwell County. Travis Newsom on the screen takes it down to the 20. Good job by Jaggers to stay patient on that one, lob that one over to Newsom. So it's first down, Caldwell County at the 20-yard line. Still plenty of time left in the first half. 5 1/4 left for the Tigers. Xavion Henderson in the backfield with Jaggers. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Handoff is to Henderson up the middle, gets over the 20, across the 15, and down at about the 13-yard line.
It's hard to tell how much yardage Xavion gained them because he rolled about 3 yards. Yeah, they're going to mark it at the 14.
I think it is at the
13-yard
line. So second down for the Tigers. Jaggers keeps it. He's going far sideline, cuts it up across the 10 and pushed back. He's going to get it pretty close to a first down, Bob. Let's see where they'll spot this when they fake the handoff to Henderson up the middle. Jaggers went over to the right side.
They mark it inside.
And it does come up a first down.
5-yard run by Joby.
Spot the ball at the 7-yard line now for the Tigers. First and goal from the 7, 4:40 left in the second quarter. Jaggers and Henderson in the backfield. Handoff is to Henderson. He's going to sweep it to the left. Wants to turn it up the field. Gets across the 5. Still on his feet. Rolls, spins, and in the end zone. Touchdown, Xavion Henderson. We haven't used it yet tonight, but that was almost a rumbling, bumbling, stumbling as he took a hit, rolled, took another hit, and got into the end zone.
Actually, he was running into his own men there the last 2 or 3 people that hit him were his own men.
I don't think Xavier cares who hits him or who he hits. He sniffs the goal line. He's going that way.
He certainly smelled the goal line.
So good play by Big Xavier. Puts Caldwell up 41-0. Nichols on the field for the point after attempt. Kick is up, and it's good. 4:27 left in the first half. Caldwell County has blown this one wide open. It's the Tigers 42, Crittenden County nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
4:20 to go. Caldwell County 42, Crittenden County 0.
KFC, here to tell you about my delicious new chicken livers. Their sandwich is made with an extra crispy hand-breaded tender on a warm sesame seed bun. That's the sound of your mouth applauding. And now you can get 2 chicken livers in KFC's $5 fill-up. Sorry, my mouth just won't stop applauding. KFC, it's finger little good.
Limited time offer, participating KFC. Prices may vary. Tax extra. Landmarks come and go, but those that stay around are the ones with substance and solidarity. That's why you'll find Fredonia Valley Bank operating as an independent bank, locally owned since 1894. The folks at Fredonia Valley Bank feel the need to develop and maintain progressive relationships with their customers so generations to come will benefit from the rewards and service at a hometown bank. At Fredonia Valley Bank, it's not about the building. It's about the foundation of trust and commitment to our customers that we base our future growth. Stop by and see us today or give us a call. We're here for you. 602 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, Kentucky, and 226 Thomas Street in Eddyville, Kentucky. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Back to Tiger Stadium. While we were gone, Caldwell County put the ball in play after the touchdown. And Bob, I think I will have to make a correction. I think that was Mitchell Scott on the extra point instead of Nichols.
Okay, well, let me change it. I wasn't even concentrating on the kicker.
I did not. I took it for granted it was him, but Mitchell Scott took care of the kickoff duties after the touchdown. So Crittenden County took off 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard lines after the kickoff. First play is going to net about 4 yards, 5 yards on the play for Crittenden County. Hunter Van Hoosier on the tackle for the Tigers. We are in a running clock situation that takes effect in KHSAA rules for high school football games when one team is ahead by 36 points. Caldwell County up 42-0. Snap is back to Boone. He drops back, big pressure from Caldwell County, throws it near sideline, incomplete. So it'll bring up 3rd down for the Rockets. Yeah, Mitchell Scott is number 41, so we'll keep an eye on him for the rest of the night as he takes care of the kicking duties now for the Tigers. If you're healthy and in blue and gold tonight, you should be getting in this ball game, I would say, by the looks of things in this first half. Boone drops back. It's picked off at the 48-yard line. Flag on the play. Number 24, Dylan Gray for the Tigers with the interception. Brings it back to about the 34-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. Looks like it was thrown after the interception. We'll see what this is. Personal foul. Caldwell County roughing the passer. So the interception will be called back. Caldwell County is going to be guilty of roughing the passer. There's been some pretty big penalties for Caldwell tonight. This personal foul of roughing the passer and also a couple of pass interference plays, but still I think that's the only blemishes on an otherwise nearly perfect night for the Tigers.
That's the only yardage really Crittenden County's gained all night is via the penalty. Ball marked at the 30.
Take it down to the 38-yard line of Caldwell County where it'll be 1st and 10 Rockets.
Ball is spotted at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10.
Snap is back to Boone. He drops straight back. He's looking over the middle. Nice coverage there again by Trell Riley. And I'm sure those defensive backs are a little gun-shy after last week about how much they can touch or run side by side, but nice coverage tonight by Trell Riley. He's done a wonderful job. We are down. That may have been the last play of the first half. We'll see if the Rockets can get this one off. 3, 2, 1. And that's going to be the end of the first half, as Crittenden did not get the play off with the running clock. So after one half, it's Caldwell County 42, Crittenden County nothing. We'll be back in 3 minutes for the halftime show brought to you by Caldwell Medical Center. Bob will have all the stats. So in 3 minutes, we'll be back with the stats and a look at the Band of Pride. Stay tuned with us. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
You can always expect great things at Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength of our community and is a full-service financial institution. Our employees have a true passion for helping our neighbors, and it shows. See Jake Tepper and the rest of the Planters Bank staff at 208 North Jefferson. Planters Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hey, Tiger fans, are you ready for some football? Here at Little Caesars, we're proud of our Caldwell County Tigers. To show our support and excitement for this year's high school football season, we're offering not one, not two, but 3 Friday night specials. Our first special will be all day, every Friday during the season. If you come into Little Caesars wearing blue and gold, you will receive $1 off our deep dish pepperoni pizza. Our second special, we have 2 party pack specials that we will be promoting during the season. And our third special, if our Tigers win on home game night, we will take $1 off any pizza, just any pizza, from the time the game officially ends until we close. Help us celebrate this year's Tiger football season, Little Caesars. For the best pizza in town, where the hot and ready is custom made for you. Visit us at 204 Highway 62 West, Princeton, or call us 270-365-3311. We'll have your custom ready order when you arrive. Good luck and go Tigers. Little Caesars, pizza pizza.
Being a small town girl, the one thing I look forward to on Friday night is Tiger football. We can't treat the Tigers, but we can treat you. Hi, I'm Krista Futrell from Princeton Health and Rehab. Have you had surgery from an old injury? Our therapy team offers physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy up to 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. Still in the comfort of your own rehab suite. We accept Medicare and most major insurances. Don't let that old injury keep you out of the game of life. Call me at 270-365-3541. We're your neighbors. We're your friends. We're Princeton Health and Rehab.
Who's ready for some Tiger football? I know Taco John's is. Show your Tiger pride. Come in to Taco John's on home game days wearing your blue and gold and receive 10% off your meal. Remember Taco John's at our new location at US Highway 62 West in Princeton. Again, don't forget, wear your blue and gold in to Taco John's on game days and get 10% off your meal. And let's go Tigers!
This is a good time to have your heating and cooling system checked out to make sure it will stay used the season ahead. That's right. Have it checked out now before the cool weather gets here. And if you need a new electric heat pump, Penny Riley Electric has special financing plans available that allow qualified members to buy a selected efficient electric heat pump on a low-interest plan with no money down and pay for it through your regular monthly electric bill. Put your family in the comfort zone with Penny Riley Electric. Good.
And we are back to Tiger Stadium. At halftime, Bob, they are recognizing the Special Olympics athletes of Caldwell and Crittenden counties. Big round of applause for these athletes as they're taking center stage out at the 50-yard line.
This program has really rebounded in the last 4 or 5 years, and it's good to see the young kids be able to be active and be involved and perform in a competitive environment.
They said at one point they have 2 basketball teams as well as track teams and a number of other things, trying to start a swimming team and a golf team up here in the county. And it's been served well by the community here, and a nice cause to donate to anytime you get a chance to. The Caldwell Special Olympics really doing good things and actually having quite a bit of success, as you'll see through the articles that Todd has at times in the newspaper and other things that we see on Facebook. So congratulations to these athletes here for Caldwell and for Crittenden County. A nice gesture. I think the players stayed on the field for this presentation, both Crittenden County and Caldwell County.
Eli County.
Bob still totaling the stats up from the first half, but it was pretty much all Caldwell County as they went into halftime up 42-0 on Crittenden County. Looking to get their first win of the season after starting 0-3. And what we'll try to do is after these players are introduced, Bob, I'll try to get that list while you do the stats from Frankie and go over some of these Special Olympic athletes here on the air. Don't forget, we'll still have the camera on the Band of Pride also during our halftime show. Halftime is brought to you by Caldwell Medical Center here on 103.3 The Tiger.
And with the game like it is, we've got a lot of players that I'm having to total more than I normally would, but I'm just about there.
You take your time. We're having a lot of fun here tonight. It was kind of a somber setting tonight as we started this ball game, of course, with the death of Tiger player Avery Warfield on Sunday night. The Tigers have come out and really responded and played with a lot of emotion. It's a wonderful night here at Tiger Stadium. The crowd has really shown their support for what these young men are going through as being part of this team. And they're also showing a lot of support for these Special Olympic athletes from Caldwell County. It looks like, Bob, I think they're getting letter jackets, which is really cool. Got the big C on them as they're coming off the middle of the field. So
good for them.
Great job by the Special Olympic crews. And I'm sure they're always looking for volunteer coaches or anybody to help out. So very worthwhile program. If you have a chance to help out with Special Olympics, it would be something great to do. Bob, something we have had fun tonight. We just about had it shuffled under a stack of papers. George Farms is one of our new sports sponsors here on WPKY. Greg George has brought in some new advertising for us. He wants to do a pork play of the game. And in the first half, we're going to give one tonight since it's Greg's first time with us. First night, we're going to give a first half and second half pork play of the game. First half, it was Hunter Van Hoosier's big interception in the second quarter that we gave the pork play of the game to. George Farms has all natural fresh pork, and it can be delivered. And this is, quoting Greg, by Free Babies Pork Peddling. You can get hold of Free Baby at 270-625-2365, or it can be picked up at the Main Attraction Beauty Shop on West Main Street here in Princeton. So we'll have more on that in the second half. We'll have another George Farms pork play of the game, and glad to have Greg and friends on with us here on WPKY. Bob, I hope we can give him the success that we had last year with Food Giant when we were doing the cotton candy grapes.
I think we sold them out the next morning.
We talked about them so much. I went out there to get some to try them last year, I remember, and they were sold out. I had to wait 2 weeks to get cotton candy grapes back in out there. They were going so fast. And I'm not sure it was all us, but we had a lot of fun last year with those. And they actually do taste like cotton candy. So if you're going by Food Giant tomorrow, I'm not even sure if they're still a sponsor, but we'd love for you to go in Food Giant tomorrow while you're in town for Black Patch. Pick up some cotton candy grapes. This is the halftime show brought to you by Caldwell Medical Center. Crittenden County Special Olympic athletes being introduced right now on the field here in Princeton. And Bob, those are letter jackets that the young folks have on down there on the sideline. We can see them down now a little bit better here on the near side. Band of Pride set to take the field right after this presentation finishes up.
And I'm just about got this wrapped up.
As Bob said earlier, we've 42-0. A lot of players into the ball game in the first half. You've got the running clock that we'll start the second half with also. So expect a lot of different numbers being called out. We'll do the best to keep up with them. We've been fooled a couple of times already tonight as I think we gave an extra point to Boyce Nicholas when actually it was Mitchell Scott that put the extra point through on that last touchdown for the Tigers. Yeah, a couple of soccer players won't care if we call one over the other.
The Special Olympics competition between the schools of Caldwell and Crittenden County. They have raised $1,500.
And a $1,500 check being raised for Caldwell and Crittenden County Special Olympics competitions. So a great job there by both communities donating $1,500. We see the big check out on the field now at midfield. So another standing ovation for all of those Special Olympic athletes. And we tip our hats to those kids too. They do a wonderful job.
Well, I'm finally ready to go over the stats.
Well, I think they'll reset the clock because the Band of Pride still has to take the field, so you should have plenty of time. But we'll turn it over to Bob Hayes with first half stats.
And here in the first half, Caldwell County with 21 points in the first quarter, 21 points in the second quarter to lead here at halftime, 42-0 over the Crittenden County Rockets, and also feature a running clock, which we will have in the second half. For the scoring for Caldwell County in the first quarter at the 10-minute, 3-second mark, Xavion Henderson on a 6-yard run. Boyce Nichols added the extra point, and Caldwell went up at that point 7-0. At the 7-minute mark in the first quarter, Jameer on a 63-yard pass from Shane Burns. Boyce Nichols adding the kick, and the Tigers were up at that time 14-0. Also in the first quarter at the 5-minute, 22-second mark, Shane Burns on a 1-yard run. Boyce Nichols added the kick, and the Tigers led at that point 21-0. Second quarter, Jameer Riley on a 54-yard pass from Shane Burns at the 11-18 mark. Boyce Nichols again adding the extra point. The Tigers led at that point 28-0. In the second quarter, De'Eric Hollowell on a 16-yard run at the 6-minute, 21 mark of the second quarter. Boyce Nichols adding the extra point, and the Tigers led at that point 35-0. In the second quarter, at the final score of the first half for the Tigers at the 4-minute, 22nd mark of the first half, Xavion Henderson goes 8 yards. Mitchell Scott adding the extra point on that, and Caldwell County led at that point 42-0. We've got for the Tigers, we'll go over Crittenden County here next, but the Tigers picking up 97 yards on the ground tonight on 15 carries. Xavion Henderson with 9 carries for 34 yards and 2 touchdowns. Trail Riley 1 carry for 9 yards. Zach Gaither 1 carry for 33 yards. Shane Burns 1 carry for 1 yard and a touchdown. De'Eric Hollowell 2 carries for 15 yards and a touchdown. And Joby Jaggers 1 carry for 5 yards for the Tigers total of 97 yards on 15 carries. In the passing department, Shane Burns was 4 of 4 tonight for 135 yards. Joby Jaggers almost perfect, 8 out of 9 for his effort for 45 yards. Receptions for the Tigers tonight. Interestingly enough, the leading pass catcher for the Tigers, Zach Gaither, has no catches tonight. Trail Riley 1 catch for 12 yards. Travis Newsom 2 catches for 25 yards. Jameer Riley 3 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. De'Eric Hollowell 2 catches for 9 yards. Xavion Henderson 2 catches for 3 yards. Oliver Parker 1 catch for 10 yards. And Cameron Traylor 1 catch for 2 yards. The Tigers total of 180 yards.
Yeah.
Looking at the Crittenden County stats, the Crittenden County Rockets, as we mentioned earlier, probably their best attack was through the penalty. Their passing stats tonight, Hunter Boone's 8 out of 24 with 1 interception for a total of 52 yards. They have 9 rushing attempts for 2 yards, or total net offense here in the first half for the Crittenden County Rockets of 54 yards. So the Tigers all night long stifling the Rockets in the ground game. Crittenden County not doing themselves any favors by dropping probably 5, 6, 7 balls that were in the hands of the receiver, and there are a couple that they could have maybe stretched out further and held on to But again, Hunter Boone not having a lot of luck tonight with his receivers, and I think that's obviously a sign that the Caldwell County defense, the Rockets have their necks on a swivel, as we mentioned earlier in the first half, looking before they catch the ball. When you do that, you're not going to catch many balls. Just a complete domination here in the first half by the Tigers, and we will see the running clock. Caldwell County will receive to start the second half, and the running clock will be in effect at that point. So not going to be a long second half, it certainly appears. Even on an incomplete pass, the clock will continue to run. So, and as we've mentioned, we've got the Caldwell County band on the field looking sharp in their uniforms. And we've marveled at this from really early part of last season about how this band has improved immensely. Very talented. Their first field competition tomorrow at Madisonville North. Yeah, we just love, and that's another pursuit that I really like, is not everybody can play football. And I feel like that to be well-rounded, you need to be a member of something. We've got at least 80, maybe more kids involved in the band activities. So it's good if you have a child. We wanted our children to be involved.
Yeah, I think they have in the article I read, they have 83 kids in the band this season, so a big jump up. They're doing a great job. They have a contest tomorrow at Madisonville. It starts at 4:30. So if you get a chance to go over and follow them at Madisonville North Hopkins, that'll be something good to do. I do want to mention, Bob, while we have a few minutes here in the Caldwell Medical Center halftime show, we've got the names of those Special Olympic athletes, and I would like to pass those on. But one correction, we said that there was a $1,500 check presented. That $1,500 was what the National Honor Society raised. That was paired with the other donations for a total of around $3,000 for the competition of those Special Olympic athletes. So congratulations to those kids, and we wish them the best as they go forward in their different sports, trying to add swimming and golf to the list here before long. Band of Pride on the field right now. Those Caldwell Special Olympic athletes from Caldwell County include Jason Williams, Lincoln Hawkins, Weston Lemon, Eric Hayes, Dylan Leitner, Sawyer Forrester, Devin Sizemore, Mikkel Sizemore, Eli Cowan, Sean Harris, Joey Hobby, Casey Farmer, Amber Asher, Emily Melton, Caitlin Wazalewski, and Katie Beth Purcell. And those are the Caldwell Special Olympic athletes. A long list also from Crittenden County, including Wyatt Kentfield, Katie Cornell, Andrew Holt, Aaron Tinsley, Chelsea Perry, Caleb Perry, Jessica Hunter, Justice Duncan, Hogan Hatfield, Destiny Suggs, Alex Maynard, Tahia Trail, Sarah Vale, Mason Ryan, Brittany Lemon, Wesley Cox, David Walker, Mandy McConnell, Amber Notestein, Austin Hazel, and Cheyenne Ward. So a wonderful presentation here at halftime, Bob, for the Caldwell and Crittenden County Special Olympic athletes, and we're just proud to be a part of that in passing those athletes along to you here at halftime. Caldwell's Band of Pride on the field looking really good, Bob. I mean, sharp uniforms. We heard last week how many thousands of dollars these band athletes or band members' uniforms cost, because North Hardin was sporting some new threads last year, but a lot of money goes into this and a lot of practice by these kids. And I'll pass on a little story about what you may not see from behind the scenes. I was at the park over by the old East Side building on Sunday with my granddaughter. Well, there was a kid that does the flags there at the park with a couple of her friends that are actually in the band as musicians. She was practicing the flag on a Sunday afternoon in the heat out there at the park. So that's the dedication that these kids do. They just don't come out here and all of a sudden they can march around on the field. This starts way back in June, and they really work hard on these presentations and these programs. And we want to really salute those band members just as much as the athletes here at Caldwell County.
And rightfully so, Dennis. These kids work hard, practice every day, have their own special band practice field. if you want to be good at something, you always have to work at it. And to have that young lady out practicing speaks volumes, I think, not only for her, but the motivation she receives to do her best and to keep improving. And we've seen the band really do well the last year and a half. I can't be more proud of our music department now, because it was really strong when I was in high school here in the mid-'60s, the mid-'50s. In fact, we were well noted for our music department and our athletic program, and now it's coming back full circle that we're getting the same kind of recognition from our band, certainly our athletic program as well.
Well, we are about 2.5 minutes left before kickoff of the second half. You're listening to the Caldwell Medical Center halftime show here on WPKY. Dennis Stevens, Bob Hayes, Jordan Dunn, and Darren Lewis. I've got to get Darren Lewis's name stenciled up here in the press box somewhere, because Darren, I appreciate what you do. I'm terrible with names, and my apologies to you. But Darren Lewis back at the station playing spots for us. Glad to have Darren with us. He's really made a big difference this year, as it's freed Jordan up a lot to do great things with his streaming. And we talked about the game last week at North Hardin. We got to Radcliffe. There was a kind of awkward situation in the press box as far as trying to film and stream the broadcast. So we ended up moving the cameras outside the press box, running some wires, and Jordan somehow wired up the without Darren, that game didn't happen, is what George said. Jordan said he's exactly right, because we had to do some really different things at Radcliffe last week, and it paid off, because Jordan put the video on YouTube, and it's approaching 700 views now over the course of the past week. So a nice job by Darren Lewis and Jordan Dunn to get this live stream going for us here on WPKYonline.com. So we hope you're enjoying that aspect of our broadcast, as well as 103.3 The Tiger. Kicking down inside of a minute before we start this one. As we said, we'll have a running clock in the second half, as long as the score stays with a 36-point spread. Also, stay tuned for our post-game show coming up. That'll be brought to you by Farmers Bank and Trust. And we'll also have the offensive and defensive players of the game, and that's brought to you by our friends at the newly opened Little Caesars in Princeton. So we're glad to have all those folks on. And, of course, in the second half, we'll have a pork play of the game brought to you by George Farms. George Farms can bring you some pork. And I wonder, Bob, just hypothetically, if we have the players for Little Caesars getting pizza, what do the pork plays of the game?
I do not think
a roll of sausage, or
I do not think that whoever we designate in the second half for the pork play of the game, that's just going to be glory that they can always look back on and say, I won the second half pork play of the game.
Glad to have our friends at George Farms on with us.
Certainly, unless Greg wants to send them some sausage or whatever. We'll leave that up to Greg.
And I'm sure if Greg's involved, it's going to be good. So,
absolutely. Good, fine sausage. And
you know it's going to be delivered
products.
fresh if it's free baby delivery. So there's no chance of it being bad if it's going to be delivered by Free Baby Pork Peddling. And if you would like some of the George Farms pork, you can get it delivered. We're not joking. It's Free Baby Pork Peddling.
And he'll get it there. He'll get it there. He's committed to this. I don't know what else he does, but I've heard all week long that if you order something, you can expect to get it quickly.
And you can call for delivery, 270-625-2365. And Jordan said he did have some delivered, so he's going to try that out. Be fine with us if he brings us some in before the game next Friday night. We're at home. I don't think that's asking too much to get a little sausage biscuits delivered to us out here at the stadium.
I'll have to have an egg on mine, Jordan.
Good night here for the Tigers, Bob. On a more serious note, we started out the pregame show tonight talking about the tragedy that happened in the community last week. We talked about how the Tigers may respond tonight, how the coaching staff handled the situation throughout the week with practices and funerals and just the emotional things where they had some counselors on call, but they said they wanted to see how the players wanted to respond. The counselors did not have to be called in. They used the high school counselors to handle the majority of the situation. So just speaks volume, as we said in the pregame, about this coaching staff and about how these kids are in this community, and also with the respect of the Crittenden County folks as they have a banner up in front of their bleachers saying our thoughts and prayers are with the Tigers. So a good partnership between two neighboring counties and a good showing tonight by the Tigers.
And it's gratifying to see that, Dennis. I'm sure the emotion was ramped up to start the game. I'm sure now it's subsided now that we're in the second half, running clock happening, and we'll see a lot of young Tiger players in the second half for sure.
Both teams back out on the field for the start of this second half. And don't forget, we'll be, are we broadcasting the Saturday morning quarterback from here tonight, or just recording it?
No, we're going to be if Jordan doesn't run out on us.
All right, well, that's going to be great tonight. That's something we're doing because of the Black Patch tomorrow. We're going to do the Saturday morning quarterback tonight here from the press box. I hope you'll stay tuned for that.
We're also taping it, so in the morning at 9 o'clock, the taped version can be replayed.
And second half is underway. Caldwell County receives. Ball fielded at the 15-yard line. Turning up the field, Caldwell County has an opening down the sideline. Let's pick up that number. That's number 80.
Cameron Traylor, I believe.
Second time we've called Mr. Traylor. Yes, Cameron Traylor out tonight. Nice return. Fielded that at the 20. They're going to mark it down at the 50-yard line. Or near the 50, let's say the 49-yard line. So from the 15 to the 49 on the return.
Ball is spotted at the Tiger 49.
So Joby Jaggers will bring the troops out. I think I see a new number. We'll get into the game. Max Ashley, a 5'9" freshman, in at one receiver. And number 44, Mitchell Harrelson, far side. So Ashley and Harrelson, far side receivers for Jaggers. See if we can pick up the numbers on the near side. Looks like number 11, Trace Olden, a sophomore. And 43
is Ben
Holt. So 4 new receivers in for Jaggers.
And the person in the backfield, I'm sure, probably is De'Eric
Hollowell. Some speed in the backfield. Handoff is to Hollowell. Gets across the 50, turns it up 45, had some room. Closed down still across the 40. On his feet still, and he's got an opening down the far sideline. 20, 10, inside the 5. And touchdown as he tiptoed down the far sideline.
And a flag.
There's a flag on the play back at about the 43-yard line. But as it stands right now, it's touchdown Caldwell County. We'll check out the flag.
Good looking run on that
and
play.
It looks like it's going to be a hold against Caldwell County. That'll bring that one back, but a nice run by Hollowell. So don't put the points up yet. They're going to bring that one back, it looks like, against Caldwell County. I think the initial call was a hold or a block in the back.
What? Well,
and they are spotting it at the 20-yard line. So take the points off the board. Still 42-0 Caldwell County, but nice play by De'Eric Hollowell.
Ball is spotted at the 20-yard line with the game. It is a first down.
Bob, it looks like, is that De'Aaron Hamilton? I think that's 42 in the backfield. Takes the handoff. We'll see after this run. Comes across near side, across the 25, across the 20, down inside the 10.
Yes, it is.
Number 42 is De'Aaron Hamilton. Hamilton, a 6'3" sophomore. Picks up good yardage, gives Caldwell County first and goal.
Takes it to
the 8-yard line. First and goal for the Tigers from the 8. Joby Jaggers in at quarterback, Hamilton in the backfield. New Tigers all around on the receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Jaggers takes the snap, hits high, bumbled, gives it over to Hamilton. Hamilton across the 10, dives down to the 5-yard line, where it'll be second down and goal from the 5.
On the stop, number 38, Cody Belt from the Rockets.
Number 30 on the far sideline, as we said, is Max Ashley.
And I'm sure we have some new offensive linemen in there. The snap was, last 2 snaps have been.
Let's see, we'll see if we can catch the center. I thought for a second there was a timeout as players were coming this way. Is the center best I can tell? Maybe it's Devin Kilgore.
I see 74 out there, Justin Morgan at number 74. Number 73 is Ben Thompson. Try to get these numbers. So
Jaggers looks to the sideline. Sets for the snap. He's going to let that play clock come on down. Snap is high. Ball on the ground. Picked up by Caldwell County. They're going to lose a couple of yards on this one as the high snap is picked up by Hamilton.
Lost back to maybe the 7.
Lost back to about the 7-yard line. And it looks like number 60. I'm just having trouble telling through both of these panes of windows and the glare. Is it 67 maybe? We don't have a 67?
68, that's John Kelly Hughes.
John Kelly Hughes might be as a sophomore. Caldwell County sets, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Hamilton still in the backfield with Jaggers. Snap is back, hand off to Jaggers, got a little hole, cuts it up the field and gets in the end zone. Touchdown Caldwell County. 7-yard run by Hamilton. Pushes Caldwell County's lead out to 48-0 now. And it is a number 68, Bob. Going back then, that is John Kelly Hughes. 5'8", 200-pound sophomore.
Yeah, is it 40?
I think it's 41 is Mitchell Scott. The soccer player is going to put this one through for the extra point, hopefully. 48-0 Caldwell County. Tigers set up for the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with just over 6 minutes left in the third quarter, Caldwell County leads now 49-0. We'll take a 30-second timeout as we have a running clock. 30 seconds and back. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Whether it's a new addition to your home, a family vacation, bill consolidation, medical bills, starter loans, auto loans, or auto repair, whatever your need might be, let ABC Finance and their friendly staff help you. ABC Finance can help you through the tough times. Stop by or call ABC Finance today, located on 62 West or Princeton Plaza in Princeton. Phone 365-7444. Call Jody Lamb or one of the friendly staff, and they will do their best to get the money you need.
Back to Tiger Stadium. 5:20 left in the third quarter of a running clock. 49-0 Caldwell County. It's been all Tigers tonight from the opening 4 plays on offense. 4 plays, 2 touchdowns for the Tigers, and they haven't let up since. A lot of new players on the field. A lot of much smaller players, it looks like, Bob, on this special team as you're getting a lot of freshmen and sophomore players for the Tigers now into the ball game. Mitchell Scott will put it into play for the Tigers.
It's good that these young Tigers are getting varsity action tonight because they go on the road Monday for their first JV game of the year at Union County.
So they'll get plenty of time on the field tonight. Scott comes up, puts the ball in play. Nice kick by Scott. This one's going to drive Crittenden back to about the 13-yard line where it's settled up the field. And a nice return by Crittenden County all the way out near the 45-yard line before he's brought down. So a good kick by Scott, but the coverage got pushed to the side as Crittenden County comes up with a nice return out to the 43-yard line. Well, they'll take over 1st and 10. Derek Hollowell in on the tackle for the Tigers.
Number 70 coming off the field for the Tigers is Adam Goodacre, was in on the kickoff return team, or kickoff coverage team.
Also in the ball game, Isaiah Treadwell, a 5'9" freshman, for Caldwell County, is going to handle the corner duties here on the near sideline for the Tigers. We'd like to mention all these fresh Tigers as much as we can tonight. Cameron Baker, another sophomore in the lineup for Caldwell County.
And we also want to mention that in the third quarter, 3 minutes and 26 seconds, the clock continues to run.
Handoff is back up the middle across the 45 to about the 46 is Crittenden County. Not much on the play, maybe a pickup of a yard. It's 2nd down and 9 for Crittenden County. John Kelly Hughes on the tackle for Caldwell County. Another handoff by Crittenden County. No, it's a quarterback keeper. Take the handoff down the middle.
Caleb Perkins on that play.
Caleb Perkins with the tackle. Crittenden gets it up to midfield, where it'll be 3rd and 5. And I think Crittenden has a new quarterback in the ball game. Let's see if we can pick up number 9. I think I have a small roster here for Crittenden County.
Number 9 is Hunter Jones.
Hunter Jones into the ball game for the Rockets at quarterback. He has 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He takes a snap, looks up, fires it incomplete at the feet of his receiver on the far sideline, so that'll bring up 4th and 5 for Crittenden County. And I'll look for the Rockets to stay on the field with the offense. Down 49-0. Number 23 checking into the ball game for Caldwell County. Let's see if we can get that number, and that is Jordan Hardy, a 5'8" sophomore for the Tigers. Perkins, I don't think, got off the field. They do punt from that pooch position. Good hop for Crittenden County, goes inside the 25-yard line.
But I don't see a flag on that play. Perkins.
No, Perkins didn't get off, but I think
about 4 yards still on the field, but in this environment there.
Kind of yawned for a minute, let him go ahead and get off, which is admirable of them, too.
Yes.
No sense in littering this one up with a lot of penalties with a running clock. Now down to 1:20 left in the very quick third quarter. Caldwell County leads Crittenden County 49-0.
And the ball spotted Dennis at the 25, Tiger 25.
I think they are going to spot it right on the 25. Now they're going to take it back a little bit more. Now side judge is going to move back a little bit around the 23-yard line. 1st and 10, Caldwell County. Hollowell in the backfield. I think I like your view better through the open glass instead of the windows. Tigers said they're going to let the play clock tick inside of 10. Jagger set with 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Snap is high. Good catch by Jaggers to get it. Handoff is to Hollowell. He's got a hold. Comes across the 25. Tackled at the 30-yard line. Good run by Hollowell on a nice catch on a high snap by Joby Jaggers.
Joby's having to do everything in his power to haul in just about every snap that he's taken this second half.
Yeah, a little adrenaline going over the new center, I think, because he's letting fly with a couple of high snaps so far. Jaggers did a good job pulling that one down. That's the end of the third quarter. Caldwell County pushes the lead out to 49-0. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on 103.3 The Tiger.
Say, what's for lunch? Breakfast. Breakfast for lunch? Yep. Then what's for dinner? Breakfast. So, wait, is lunch for breakfast? No, breakfast is for breakfast. The McDonald's all-day breakfast menu, anytime is delicious breakfast time. Yeah, where are you going? Man, I'm heading to McDonald's. Have a good afternoon. Don't you mean good morning? I do now.
Get 2 Egg McMuffin sandwiches for $3 on McDonald's all-day breakfast menu. For a limited time, prices and participation may vary. See store for details.
McDonald's all-day breakfast menu varies by location.
Mayhem is everywhere. I'm a Class 1 hitch holding a Class 3 load, and I just snapped. So now your trailer full of four-wheelers is going off-roading without you. So get off safe, or agents help keep you protected from mayhem.
This is Fred Folk. Call me today at the Woodall Agency, 365-5541. We'll be glad you did.
Second and 3.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County has it 2nd and 3. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Good snap that time to Jaggers. Hands it off to Hollowell. Hollowell battles, goes across. Now he's going to go back into the backfield. Changes directions, comes out across the 35, the 40, the 45, and flipped end over end at the 50. That's not Hollowell. That is number 42 in the backfield.
De'Aaron
Hamilton. Took a pretty good hit. He was airborne, landed on his shoulder at the 49-yard line, but a good run by Hamilton.
19-yard run, and he reversed his field once to do that.
He ran about 50 to pick up that 19, I think. So Hamilton will stay in the backfield with Jaggers.
No, those kids are having fun out there.
Ashley and Harrelson at receiver on this side for the Tigers.
And that last snap we want to mention was perfect.
Yes, we do. It's right in the gut of Jaggers. Handoff is again to Hamilton, gets across the 50 into Crittenden County territory at the 48-yard line, down maybe to the 47. Nice run up the middle for Caldwell's Hamilton. Crowd starting to thin just a little bit, but still a pretty good sized crowd considering the score. It's going to be 2nd down, and let's call it 2nd down and 7 for Caldwell County. This is Hollowell back into the backfield now with Jaggers. Caldwell County will set. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Jaggers will let that tick on down. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Caldwell County. High snap reeled in by Jaggers, hands off to Hollowell. Hollowell gets a 1st down across the 40, still on his feet at the 35, twisted around, and finally brought down at about the 35-yard line, where it'll be 1st down Caldwell County. Nice run by Hollowell.
12-yard run by the young man, and he was trying to reverse his field on that one. You can just see the confidence, and De'Eric is going to get a rest, and De'Aaron Hamilton is in the game.
So a little platoon action as Hollowell will come off the field, Hamilton in. Probably the names we'll be calling here in just a couple more seasons.
And the fact that they're letting the play clock run down really helps me out immensely, Dennis.
Well, I'm sure we have a little over 9 minutes left in the ball game. Caldwell County 49-0. High snap deflected over to Hamilton. Gets up across the 30, still on his feet, out of bounds near the 25-yard line.
And maybe a little short of the 1st down.
He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Needed to get to about the 25 for the 1st.
And that was Hamilton or De'Eric?
That was Hamilton. 2nd down and 2 for Caldwell County officially. Don't forget we are at home again next Friday night as Henderson County comes to town. We'll be on with Bob and Coach Barnes at 6 o'clock. Pregame show, Farmers Bank and Trust pregame show on at 6:30. Kickoff at 7 again next week from Tiger Stadium. So hope you'll join us on that. High snap. This one gets away. It goes back to about the 40 on the ground and covered by Jaggers. But the loss will take it back to the 40-yard line. And a little adjustment will have to be made on this during practice this week, but I'm sure if that's the worst thing they have to work on, Coach Barnes is going to be pretty happy with how things went tonight, considering the big picture. Hollowell back in the game. Hamilton comes off for the Tigers.
Looks to be 3rd and
3rd down
15.
And a country mile right now for the Tigers. Let's see what they put on the board. It is 3rd and 15. Play clock is going to tick under 10. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Hollowell in the backfield. He takes the handoff, gets up across the 40 to about the 38, 35. Then the pile stops just shy of the 35-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down now for Caldwell County. And I do not see Burns coming in, so let's see what Caldwell does here. Hollowell still in the ball game. 4th down and 11 for Caldwell County. 6:45 left in the 4th quarter. Hamilton checks back in. Hollowell comes out of the ball game. Number 43 on the far side in the game is Ben Holt. And number 11 is Trace Olden on the far side.
The Tigers reluctant to put the ball in the air, and you can understand why.
Receivers have Crittenden County spread far apart. Handoff is to Hamilton. Breaks the tackle at the 40, gets through the line, up across the 20, pulled down at the 19-yard line, but that should be enough for a Caldwell County first down. And it is. They mark that at the 17, so nice run by Hamilton. Gives Caldwell County 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line.
18-yard run by De'Aaron Hamilton on that play.
Bob, we've got to be thinking about that offensive defensive player of the game. It may go to a freshman sophomore this week if they keep this up. Derek Hollowell has looked well at times tonight.
So has De'Aaron Hamilton.
Hamilton's made a good showing for himself as Caldwell comes up under center. Everybody right on the line. Looks like Caldwell County may just take a knee here, Bob. And Snap County takes a knee. A little over 5 minutes left in the ball game. Caldwell County not looking to increase this lead. They've got it down far enough they can take the turnover on downs and give some of the younger Tiger defensive players a shot. Caldwell County will come back. They'll line it back up, and I'm sure taking a knee on first, it'll be that action 3 more times. The Tigers come to the line. And let's see what they do here. Jaggers is going to step up and take another knee, it looks like. They're in the down formation. He does, takes a knee at the 20. So you can probably give Caldwell County a loss of about a yard on each one of these 4 plays as they'll take it down with the running clock. Still close to 4 minutes left in the ball game. Stay tuned for the Farmers Bank & Trust post-game show coming up immediately following the contest. And Caldwell County takes a signal from the sideline. Looks like they're going to do the same thing. They'll come up, take a knee. Right now, 3rd down and 12 for the Tigers.
Clock is ticked down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Jaggers with the knee, puts the ball back to about the 21-yard line. And it'll be 4th down for the Tigers as they'll pick up their first win of the season, go to 1-3 on the year. Crittenden County will drop to 1-3 on the season. Still a fairly large crowd on hand. Not a lot of people have left. I saw a few people going just a few minutes ago, but not many people trying to beat the traffic. I think they want to stay the whole game tonight, considering the circumstances, to really show their support for this Tiger squad, what they've been through this week. Jaggers goes up, and Caldwell will turn it over on downs as Jaggers takes a knee, and it'll be Crittenden County football from the Caldwell, or from their 22-yard line, as Caldwell will send the defensive squad of reserves out right now. Let's see, number 56 is Jacob Lady, a 5'8", 218-pound freshman for Caldwell County, one of the new players. Is that number 70? Are you seeing that one, Bob? Adam Goodacre, a 5'9" junior for the Tigers on the line.
Number 11, Trace Holden. We can see his number plainly.
So Crittenden County goes back, just 2 minutes left in the ball game. Handoff is up the middle. He gets some room out to the 30. Still on his feet across the 40. He's got some room down the sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds by number 45 for Caldwell County. That's Cameron Baker, the 5'9" sophomore for Caldwell County. Pushes it out, but a big gain for number 35 for Crittenden County up to the Caldwell County 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Crittenden County, as they try to get the goose egg off the scoreboard here late in the contest. Crittenden comes to the line of scrimmage. Snap is back. Handoff is up the middle. Breaks the line of scrimmage, gets up to about the 30, inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Good run on 1st down for Crittenden County.
Jacob Chanlis, number 60 on the tackle for the Tigers.
Another freshman for the Tigers. 50 seconds left in the contest. 2 receivers split each way for Crittenden County. Snap is low, gets away from the quarterback, back to about the 40. He'll be downed at the 39-yard line. Number 70 back there for Caldwell County is Adam Goodacre. He'll be credited with the tackle. A good job by the Tigers tonight. Should be about one more play left in this one before it's official. Caldwell County leads 49-0. And I think that's going to be enough as Coach Starnes calls his players over to the side for Crittenden County. So a big win tonight, a big emotional win for Caldwell County as we tick down to zeros on the scoreboard. Caldwell County picks up their first win of the season over Crittenden County. It's Caldwell County 49, Crittenden County nothing. We'll be back for the Farmers Bank and Trust postgame show. All the stats with Bob Hayes, the Little Caesars players of the game, offense and defense, so stay tuned for that. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
Princeton wants to remind everyone that we have a full line of genuine GM and Mopar parts and accessories to your car, truck, or SUV. We also offer retract bed covers. You have to see to believe how awesome they are. WeatherTech floor mats are a must for folks with little people and moms and dads that want to keep their entire carpet protected. Make your truck or SUV stand out with chrome accessories such as 20-inch wheels and tires, running boards, mirror covers, and door handles. Need a gift idea? Adding remote start will surely please your loved one. Call Shauna today for all your accessory needs. 270-365-5522. Tri-Cities Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
When you need extra time to heal, Caldwell Medical Center's swing bed program can help you if you've been discharged from a hospital but still need recovery time before going home. Who's right for swing beds? Patients with recent joint repair or replacement, recovering from a wound or major surgery, patients who need acute physical or occupational therapy, patients in need of post-hospitalization pain management or IV therapy, or patients recovering from a stroke. For more information, contact Caldwell Medical Center at 270-365-0300. Caldwell Medical Center, located at 100 Medical Center Drive.
You know that horrible feeling you get when you realize your debit card is not in your wallet or on your desk or anywhere? I'm Ty Engelbright with First Southern National Bank, and you no longer need to worry. All account holders now have the ability to temporarily turn debit cards on and off using our new mobile banking app. Download our new app today to start using mobile deposit, debit card on-off, and many more great features. First Southern National Bank, member FDIC.
When you think of flowers, think Treasures Remembered Florist and Greenhouse. You'll find hanging baskets, daylilies, knockout roses, fountain grass, tinsel holly, elephant ears, sweet potato vines, and more. Treasures Remembered offers beautiful fresh bouquets. giftwares, empty items, silk cemetery arrangements, and the list goes on. Whatever the occasion, flowers will make it special from Treasures Remember Florist and Greenhouse, 600 West Locust Street, Princeton, phone 365-2556.
Hey, we are back to Tiger Stadium. This one's in the books. Caldwell County picks up their first win of the season, 49-0 over Crittenden County, as the players gather at midfield. Players, cheerleaders, coaches, a lot of fans for a post-game prayer, and just a big win, more than just on the scoreboard for Caldwell County tonight, Bob, as they overcome a lot of obstacles this week, face a lot of emotions, a lot of things going on during the week, preempted practices, funeral, just a whole host of things that the Tigers had to overcome. To come out and look as well on the field as they did tonight is just a compliment, first, to their dedication to what they're doing week to week out on the field, and two, to the coaching staff for what they were able to bring together this week. So a great job by the Tigers, and also a big hand to our friends from Marion tonight, as they showed a lot of class in the way they acted tonight on the field, the way they approached the game, the way they partnered with Caldwell County in the healing process tonight for the football team, along with the Special Olympic presentations for both counties. So good to have our friends from Marion here in this situation. Bob still totaling the totals up for the ball game. Not a lot of offense for Caldwell County, as we came up with a short field position the better part of the first quarters. This one was essentially put away in the first quarter as Caldwell County took a 21-0 lead early. In fact, the first 4 plays produced 2 touchdowns for the Tigers, so Caldwell County had the upper hand early in this game, held on, defense played, picked up about where it left off last week against North Hardin over in Radcliffe, where they had a whale of a game, and they continued it here tonight. Hopefully that trend will continue with Henderson next week, and then the big district showdown with Paducah Tillman. And who is it that Tillman played tonight? We don't have a score. Tillman plays Graves
County.
So that'll be a tough game for Tillman tonight. It's conceivable, as we looked at the schedule, they could come into that game against Caldwell County at 0-5. Caldwell County pulls up to 1-3 on the year with this win. As we said, they'll be at home next week against Henderson County here at Tiger Stadium. Normal times for our broadcast, both on the radio and the live stream. We'll have Bob Hayes and Coach David Barnes on at 6 o'clock next week. The pregame show, brought to you by Farmers Bank and Trust, will be on at 6:30, and then kickoff of Caldwell Henderson will be at 7 o'clock here at Tiger Stadium. And Bob, another big prayer huddle just for Caldwell County players and parents and fans in the area of their own end zone. And we hate to sound like we're just being redundant, but an emotional week here, an emotional start to this ball game. But the way they responded, I don't think we've fully given it the credit that it deserves, being 16, 17, 18 years old. The way these players came out, took up the game plan on a short week of practice, performed with heavy hearts, and came away with a 49-0 win.
And really played well, and there was no need to obviously even run up the score. Once the running clock started, it was how quickly could it end, so to speak.
Right.
And going over, Dennis, the stats in the second half, Caldwell County in the third quarter scoring their only touchdown of the second half, that coming at the 6-minute, 47-second mark when De'Aaron Hamilton goes 7 yards into the end zone. Mitchell Scott adds the kick, and at that time the Tigers led 49-0, and that was the scoring for the second half. So Caldwell County winning tonight 49-0 over the Crittenden County Rockets. And we'll look at the Rockets stats first. With the running clock, not many plays occurring in the second half. For Crittenden County tonight, they rushed for a total of 46 yards, most of that coming on the last drive of the game. They passed for 52 yards, total offense for the Rockets of 98 yards tonight. Their starting quarterback, Hunter Boone, was 8 out of 24 with 1 interception. And the quarterback they brought in the Second half was 0 for 1. So overall, Crittenden County goes 8 out of 25 with 1 interception tonight. For Caldwell County, the stats that we had at halftime in the passing department were what we ended the game with. Tigers threw no passes in the second half. We did have 12 catches tonight for 181 yards. Shane Burns was 4 out of 4 for 135 yards, and Joby Jaggers 8 out of 9 for 46 yards. Catches for the Tigers tonight, again mentioning Zach Gaither, no catches. Trail Riley, 1 catch for 12. Travis Newsom, 2 catches for 25. Jameer, 3 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. De'Eric Hollowell, 2 catches for 9 yards. Xavion Henderson, 2 catches for 3 yards. Oliver Parker, 1 catch for 10 yards. Cameron Traylor, 1 catch for 2 yards. In the rushing department, Xavion Henderson, his work was finished in the first half. He had no carries in the second half. He finishes the game with 9 carries, 34 yards. Trail Riley, the same, 1 carry in the first half, none in the second half, total of 9 yards. Zach Gaither, 1 carry in the first half, his only carry of the game, 33 yards. Shane Burns, his only carry occurring in the first half and resulting in a TD of a 1-yard run. And these young men that I'm about to mention were the workload of the Tigers for the second half. De'Eric Hollowell was 6 rushes for 80 yards and 1 touchdown. Joby Jaggers carrying the ball 5 times for 0 yards, and his last 4 carries were these kneel downs where you automatically lose a yard every time. And De'Aaron Hamilton with 8 catches and 76 yards for 1 touchdown. So these youngsters in the second half accounted for approximately about 145 yards, 150 yards on the ground. Both De'Eric Hollowell with a touchdown and De'Aaron Hamilton with a touchdown. Caldwell County finishes the night 31 carries for 233 yards on the ground, 181 yards through the air. Total yardage tonight of 414 yards for the Tigers.
And Bob, I hate to interrupt you on this. For those watching on the live stream, there's a bit of a ceremony going down just in front of the end zone as Avery Warfield's parents were just presented with the game ball by Caldwell County. So a wonderful gesture there, and I'm sure that's something that they'll cherish after a long week, that they received the love that they did from this football team and this community as they were presented that game ball there at the goal line. So go ahead, Bob. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to point that out to those watching.
Yes, and that pretty well sums up the game for those final stats. The young kids getting a lot of chances in the second half to play, and mentioning that they go on the road Monday night to Union County, their first JV game of the year. So this will help them out considerably, getting the kinks out. You don't probably assume that they do a whole lot of work in practice, only maybe serving as the scout team. So it's good for the young kids to get involved and get some yardage. And these 2 running backs that we saw, Hollowell and Hamilton, bode well for the future. They run hard and they're quick, and Hollowell especially. And the Hamilton kid, we were looking at his height. He's a
tall kid.
Yeah, 5'11", 185, and De'Eric 5'10", 163. So these kids are going to grow a little bit more, put on a few more pounds, and Joby Jaggers plays well at quarterback. He handles the team really, really nice. Good for him to get some snaps under his belt going into the Union County game, and throws a really nice pass, as evidenced by his performance in the second quarter, 8 out of 9 through the air for Joby. So a great night. The Tigers bring their record now to 1-3, and as you mentioned earlier, we got to get ready and announce our Little Caesars players of the game, Dennis. And for me, which one do you want to pick?
I'm going the same way as you are on these. Had it been a little closer game, I think these players were on a pace tonight to really do some nice things. They didn't have to play very long, as Caldwell put this one pretty much in the bag in the first quarter. But our offensive player of the game tonight is going to go to Jameer Riley. Jameer had a couple of nice catches, but it was Jameer's runs after the catch that were really impressive tonight, as he was picking up big chunks of yardage, 25, 30 yards even after the catch tonight, the way he muscled through, darted and dodged and did a great job. So offensive player of the game tonight goes to Jameer Riley, Little Caesars offensive player of the game.
And for the defensive player of the game, we had several people standing that stood out tonight with the interception by Hunter Van Hoosier. But all night long, and even last week, we noted this young man was all over the field. We're going to give our Little Caesars Defensive Player of the Game award to Gabe East. So those two young men will get pizza and probably have to share it with some of their buddies, I would think, wouldn't you, Dennis?
Well, they should. This was, if there was a team effort tonight, was the epitome of that for Caldwell County.
And I know that we gave one pork play of the game in the first half. Did we do something, the pork play in the second half? Or?
No, but I'll tell you what I would like to do. We didn't get a chance to spend as much time on it as we normally might have under regular circumstances. But the way Caldwell and Crittenden came together in the Special Olympic athletes at halftime and noted all those athletes that participate both for Crittenden County and for Caldwell County and do such a great job. I mean, not just in the Special Olympics, but in more local competitions. They do a wonderful job. Basketball down at Murray State a little bit over the winter and different places. So I'd like to give our George Farms pork play of the game in the second half, actually to the halftime presentation, and congratulate all those Special Olympic athletes for Caldwell and Crittenden County.
No argument there. Those young kids are competitive. It really has developed into a nice program here at Caldwell County for the special needs youngsters, and competition is something that spurs all of us to do our best. So I totally agree, and I'm sure Mr. George would also second that motion. We don't think he's passing out sausage, so we'll find out next week whether he's going to have to hand out 60 rolls of sausage or not on that, but we don't think so. We just think that we want to recognize a special play of the game or plays and take it from there. So we want to thank George Farms, Greg George, for his sponsorship, and we want to do this one more time so we make sure that everything gets complied with here. Greg George is the George Farms, all natural fresh pork that can be delivered by Free Babies Pork Peddling. His number is 270-625-2365, or it can be picked up at Main Attraction Beauty Salon on West Main Street here in Princeton. So let's see how good Free Baby is in his delivering efforts, and we hope that maybe a lot of phone calls get made to Mr. George and the pork products that he has available for sale, that they wear out Free Baby this week.
And we're glad to have a old friend. I've known Greg for a lot of years, and glad to have him on the station here as a supporter of Tiger Sports. So, Greg, glad to have you, and hope things go well with the pork play of the game. We'll get into that again more next week. We'll make that a regular edition here of our broadcast here on WPKY of high school football. And, Bob, that's going to just about wrap it up for us tonight. Caldwell County comes out on an emotional low, turns it into an emotional high after that kickoff, and really takes care of business early and very efficiently as Caldwell County comes out, scores 2 touchdowns in the first 4 plays of the games, puts 21 points on the board in the first quarter, basically wraps it up from there, adds on throughout the game a little bit, 3 or 7 points in the fourth quarter, or 7 points in the third quarter, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Was all the scoring by reserves as Caldwell County picks up their first win of the season, 49-0 over Crittenden County. We'll be back here again next Friday night to do it all over again against Henderson County.
And before we sign off, Dennis, we want to be sure that we mentioned earlier that Coach Barnes will come up here and do his Saturday morning quarterback. And Jordan, when we sign off, we can take it back to the station and bring it back here. So, and the other thing, we want to mention Kay's Kitchen is one of our trusted sponsors, and that you certainly can't go wrong when you go to Kay's Kitchen and eat lunch.
And, yeah, our friends at Kay's Kitchen, a wonderful breakfast. If you're in town for Black Patch this weekend, go by Kay's Kitchen tomorrow morning and pick up some breakfast. We love the food down there and love our friends at Kay's Kitchen. So that's going to do it for us here tonight for the football game. Hope you'll stay tuned. We'll be back with Coach Barnes's Coach's Show, the Saturday morning quarterback special Friday night edition coming up here on the live stream. So hope you'll stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up shortly. Darren, when we sign off here, we'll take it for 5 minutes and then back to 5 minutes of commercials and then back to music, Darren, after we sign off here. So that's going to do it for us from Tiger Stadium. Again, the final, Caldwell County Tigers 49, Crittenden County Rockets nothing. For Jordan Dunn and Bob Hayes, I'm Dennis Stevens. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Ow. Tiger football. Let's just have it. Tap on. Hey.
That's at Messi Buck Sleep System. Don't see the perfect piece in our huge showroom? Per Pace Furniture has dozens of manufacturers and thousands of fabrics for custom orders. So go ahead, have fun, and explore all that Per Pace Furniture has to offer. Per Pace Furniture, where you always get the best selection, you always get the best furniture, and you always get the best prices. Always. Look for the big American flag and you found Per Pace Furniture, Fort Campbell Boulevard, Hopkinsville. Per Pace Furniture, always the best.
Good morning, sports fans, and actually I should say good evening because we're doing our Saturday morning quarterback show just after the game ended tonight here with the Tigers defeating Crittenden County 49-0. We're doing it so that a lot of interruptions tomorrow with Black Patch Saturday going on, and Coach Barnes consented to come over and do the show with us tonight. It will be, we're live right now streaming. We'll also play it back in the morning at 9 o'clock on the regular time that the feature would be on Saturday morning. And I'm joined now by Coach Barnes. And David, just a great night all the way around in light of the tragedy that we dealt with all week long.
Well, I'm very proud of the effort we got out of our kids tonight. I really thought that that's what would happen. It's been a tough week starting on Sunday night when we got news of Avery, and our kids have come together and helped out with Cameron a whole lot. And it's what I've seen out of our team is a team that learned a lot more in football this week. They learned about life. They learned about how to deal with some things that they're going to have to deal with as they go on in life. But the biggest thing, they were there for a friend. They were there for a teammate. And Avery was a big part of our team. As a freshman, he was always there. He was always at practice, always had a smile on his face, and would always leave you by hitting you on the knuckles and say, see you, knuckles up, Coach Barnes. And that's what, if you saw on the field tonight, that's what those guys were doing, was giving knuckles to Avery.
It was a touching moment all night long here with the tribute to Avery before the game. You could tell that the team was focused, maybe an extra shot of adrenaline as they opened the game with 3 scores in the first quarter, 3 scores in the second quarter, and really never let Crittenden County get into the game at all. Total yards that we looked up tonight for Crittenden County, basically less than 100 yards, a lot of that coming in the last drive of the game. But it was a great effort by the Tigers. We score often and we score early.
And I talked about that before we came out, that we needed to get on Crittenden County early, and we got the potential to score at any point, and our kids saw that happen tonight. And we've played 3 tough games, and to see our kids bounce back and come out with that kind of effort after what we went through this week says a lot about this football team and how they have come together. And we didn't get a lot of practice time. I'll be honest with you. We had heat issues and trying to deal with other things, but these kids concentrated when we were in practice, and we had a great effort out of them tonight. Couldn't be more proud.
And one of the things that I noted throughout the game was that Zach Gaither, our leading pass receiver on the year, did not have a catch tonight, but other people stepped up, and we knew that Jameer had 2 touchdown catches, and really the catch, each catch he had probably a 25 to 40 yard run after the catch, and weaving through traffic, making people miss. And I think that just shows determination there when you see something like that happen.
I was glad to see that out of him tonight, because I knew it. We've known all year long it was there, and he showed it tonight. He made a great catch, and then after the catch, you look at yards after the catch, and he made people miss. He got the ball in the end zone, and both of them were great efforts to get to the end zone by making people miss and accelerating. Saw a burst of speed out of him that I haven't seen all year long, and that's what we've been waiting on. With Zach, he had to run on the reverse there on that second drive and hurt his ankle. So we held him out the rest of the game, and we'll check him on the rest of the weekend, see how he's doing.
And on that reverse, his only carry of the night, he picks up 33 yards on that play, and we didn't realize that he had hurt himself a little bit on that play. Obviously, we weren't wondering where he was because everybody else was jumping into the fray and mix. And Jameer's one touchdown pass and run was 63 yards. His other one was 54 yards. Again, the big dose of Xavion Henderson in that first half, and we were able to get Joby Jaggers in there. Joby was 8 out of 9 in the first half. Shane 4 out of 4. So our passing game was clicking, whereas the Rockets, I think we could say they were pretty well disturbed by the rush the Tigers put on defensively. What did you see out of our kids tonight?
I saw, we got good pressure on the quarterback. He threw the ball, but we were getting hits on him as he released, so that takes a toll on the quarterback. I don't know if we got any real sacks on him or not for the night, but I know we got good pressure, and he had to throw under that pressure. And the kid's a tough kid, though. He took some shots tonight and kept bouncing back.
He not only threw the ball, can throw the ball short routes well. He didn't have a whole lot of help from his receivers on about 4 or 5 occasions where balls were in their hands and they were just dropped. And you can sometimes note that when they've been hit all night long, their heads may be on a swivel and they be looking to see who's coming after them. And when you take your eyes off the ball, not many good things happen. So our outside coverage looked great tonight.
Well, I really was proud of what Trell did tonight, and in the secondary, he got 2 pass interference calls, and I'll never get on to him about it because he was being aggressive, and we'll take that. But what he did, he adjusted to what the referees were calling. They told him he couldn't use his hands, and when they told him that, he came and said, "What I do?" I said, "Don't use your hands," and that's what he did. He didn't get another pass interference, but he adjusted to the way the game was being called. And that says a lot that, as a sophomore, he's getting better and better each week.
Well, and we noticed on one play when he was defending a pass over on the sidelines, he jumps up and makes sure the offensive receiver can't make it by knocking it out of bounds. And all night long he was in great matchups. And with the 2 pass interference penalties, I think he learns a lot tonight from what he can do and what he can't do.
The biggest thing is learning early in the game how those officials are going to call. When we get in man coverage, are they going to call? Because we teach our kids to try to get a piece of the guy as he comes off to reroute him, and that's what he did, and got called for it a couple times. But overall, the defense played another good game, just like last week. Coming off last week, got good pressure on the quarterback. Had good coverage. They had some deep balls that were almost caught, but we were in pretty good shape except for a couple of times on wheel routes. But that's, again, a learning experience. We're still really young in some spots in that secondary.
And the more times that we can be on the field and those guys have those opportunities to play pass coverage only makes us better. And also was a game where you got a lot of your younger kids in, even in the first half, certainly in the second half. And these kids we know go to Union County Monday for a JV football game.
Tonight was the first time that a bunch of those kids had any much playing time because the games that we've been playing have been so tight. And I was glad that we were able to do that. I want to explain what we did there at the very end of the game. People are going to say, why didn't you try to score? Those young kids. And here's the reason why. Coach Al Starnes and his staff did a tremendous effort and job to support our football team. And, yeah, we had to play the game tonight, but what he did before the game, during the game, after the game, in support of what happened in our community with his kids wearing their black ribbons. And, there's not too many times you can play a game and the 2 teams meet at the middle of the field and do what we did tonight. But that's a tribute to him and his staff and his players, and the cheerleaders coming down there to give Cameron that's all from Coach Starnes. And I can't say thank you enough to him and his staff for what they did for our football team.
Well, we noticed it was a really, really nice meeting of the teams after the game was over. We knew that the game ball had been presented to the Warfield family tonight. I'm sure it was an emotional game, obviously, for Cameron and at that, but the camaraderie between the 2 teams, the only thing that with the running clock, you could almost run off in that last four play segment, probably 4 minutes of the game, and no use to get another score on the board.
It would have been it wouldn't have meant no. I mean, yeah, that kid scored a touchdown, but that kid will have an opportunity. But out of respect to Coach Starnes and his kids, we didn't need to score right there, because I'm telling you, a lot of coaches will not have done and gone beyond what Coach Starnes did tonight to help our football team.
And we'll return with Coach Barnes after these messages from our sponsor will talk about the young kids that will have played in the second quarter. And Darren, back in the studio, if you can come back in 1 minute, we'll resume the show with Coach Barnes.
Hey, Tiger fans, are you ready for some football? Here at Little Caesars, we're proud of our Caldwell County Tigers. Show our support and excitement for this year's high school football season. We're offering not one, not two, but 3 Friday night specials. Our first special will be all day, every Friday during the season. If you come into Little Caesars wearing blue and gold, you will receive $1 off our deep dish pepperoni pizza. Our second special, we have 2 party pack specials that we will be promoting during the season. And our third special, if our Tigers win on home game night, we will take $1 off any pizza, yes, any pizza, from the time the game officially ends until we close. Help us celebrate this year's Tiger football season, Little Caesars. For the best pizza in town, whether hot and ready or custom made for you, visit us at 204 Highway 62 West, Princeton, or call us at 270-365-3311. We'll have your custom ready order when you arrive. Good luck and go Tigers. Little Caesars, pizza pizza.
We're back show Friday night here in the press box where Caldwell County soundly defeated the Crittenden County Rockets tonight, 49-0. And the other thing that was impressive tonight, David, was the Special Olympics tribute at halftime. We were all enthusiastic up here over that, and even read these names of our young people over the airwaves when we got the list from Frankie Brown. That was a great tribute to those kids.
I was concerned about how that was going to go off today because with everything we've had going on and trying to get done and getting that organized. But Coach Starnes, again, he was big in getting that help and get that done. What brought that about was 4 years ago when Coach Starnes was diagnosed with cancer, we did a fundraiser, our NHS did, and donated money. And then Coach Starnes turned around and did that for Mr. Boyd and his wife the next year. And then we had a different one last year. And this summer we got together and thought our Special Olympics. Our Special Olympics had a tent set up down at at Eddyville all for a month in the heat, selling fireworks to raise money for those kids. And if you saw the smiles on those kids' faces tonight after they got their stuff, that was very, very rewarding.
It is uplifting, and really, you're right. We didn't know how the choreography was going on the field. We knew the band was ready to take the field and do their performance, which they go into their first contest tomorrow, and I'm just proud of the band and what they've been able to accomplish here over the last 3 years. They're getting into what the band program was here in the 50s and 60s and 40s and that. But to see those Special Olympic kids out there with their smiles on the face and competition aids everybody, regardless of what status you find yourself in, and to be recognized to me was a great effort on whoever organized that and carried that off.
Well, Miss Leanne Moore, she did a great job of coordinating some of the fundraising. Miss Phelps, our principal, and I like to say something about our primary school. Our primary school raised almost $1,000 just collecting change from the faculty and the kids at the school. We had that at every school, but they won the battle of the money there. And I know we took some money up tonight at the game. Coach Starnes had texted me. They'd made about $5,000, I think, at Crittenden. We were a little over $3,000 at our school, and I don't know what we did tonight. So we're looking maybe at $10,000 on that fundraiser to help those kids out.
And we're not sure. I recall one time when we were hearing that maybe there was a $3,000 effort tonight here, not knowing what goes on in the other county and what remains to come in. So hopefully we can get $10,000 into that Special Olympics program, because those kids enjoy competing. They enjoy going out to various and sundry new places that they've never been before. So again, it's one of those great opportunities to help out a child, if you will.
And I'd like to thank everybody that contributed, and there was a lot of people that did so, and and it all goes to help those kids, and they're athletes too, and sometimes they don't get the recognition our guys get or our girls get, but that was really rewarding to see that tonight.
And focusing our attention back on the football game, especially the second half, and knowing that some of these kids probably, as you mentioned, here in Hamilton, bode well.
And I think where we're going to see a lot out of him is on defensive. De'Eric hit that one long he broke. In the touchdown he scored early in the game, and when we had the regular group of offensive guys, he shot up the middle right there and took that to the touchdown. And he's going to be a good one for us, both those kids.
He looked like he was shot out of a cannon on that particular play, and both those kids at various times tonight on a couple runs in the second half reversed their field and picked up blockers and maybe on a couple 3 carries only one tackle away from breaking another long touchdown run.
Our offensive line, the only work they've really had is in practice, and when we get into team stuff, they don't get a whole lot except for on doing scout team stuff. So I thought they did a good job tonight. And I want, Joby goes in. Our quarterback that we would have had as a JV quarterback transferred to Madisonville, and so we're in the works of trying to get somebody to do the JV. And Joby, I said, man, you're not going to just take snaps and hand it off. And he was, again, he was willing to do that, and I really appreciate him doing that.
When we did the wholesale substitutions in the second half, we were trying to get numbers up here because grandparents, moms and dads, and everybody, friends-wise, listened to the broadcast. They wanted to give those kids recognition. You can put a second string line out there of these freshmen and sophomores that are pretty good-sized kids. We didn't notice any skinny kids in that line, David.
There's some kids in there that have got good size. They just really got to get more physical up front, and that's what's kind of holding them back right now is not being physical and not coming off the ball hard. But that will come as they get older, I think.
And I've mentioned this several times. My son was freshman and sophomore. His chances to play in the JV games and at practice just enhanced him immensely his junior and senior years. And these kids are going to get bigger and stronger. And as we say, we didn't notice any skinny kids in that line.
And those are all young kids too. So those are kids that we're going, because we lose up front. We lose 4 of those guys this year up front, and we're going to have people come in and take their places, and that's going to be very important.
We noticed some of the younger kids flying around. Cameron Baker making a tackle over here on the sidelines, and he has a little bit of quickness on his part.
Yeah, he did a really good job on pursuit because he was actually on the backside of that play and took a good angle to cut that kid off. If he had not cut him off, the kid may have scored right there, but he did a good job on pursuit angle, using that sideline as another defender and making the tackle.
Again, everybody that played tonight, even the younger kids, you were just felt good that they could come in, compete, not make many mistakes. I know Joby had to jump 3 or 4 times for snaps, but that'll improve once that kid gets settled down and accustomed to what he has to do on the snap. But kudos to Joby for being able to hang in there and make those plays. Well, when we go to Union County on Monday night for the JV game, will he be the JV quarterback? Or
I doubt it because something happens to Shane. He's the one we got to go, so we're going to have to fix something there.
So we may go into the single wing or something like that.
We may snap it to De'Aaron or De'Eric, one of them two, and let them run it.
The Wildcat.
There you go.
Again, I wouldn't be too unless, and De'Eric probably can jump tall buildings. So whoever's snapping tonight may snap Monday night. So I'll be interested to see how that JV game turns out on Monday.
Yep. It's at Union County.
At Union County, and the other thing you mentioned, the injuries tonight. Maybe Zach suffering a little ankle.
Yeah.
Twist or.
Our trainer Haley, she's not real sure exactly what it is. We know it's an ankle sprain. We're concerned it could be a high ankle sprain, which those are a little bit more difficult to get over sometimes. So when as the weekend goes, and we'll check and see how he's progressing.
And obviously that sprain occurred on his run.
On that reverse we ran, when he cut back across the field and he got hit, a kid hit him, I think, in his lower part of his leg and kind of bent it the wrong way.
It's been a great evening here at Tiger Stadium. Any final comments, David, before we cut this show off?
I just want to thank our kids, our players, for the support they've shown, and most of those guys grew up as young men this week, dealing with stuff outside of football, And that's what life's about. And, as a coach, one of the things you've always dreaded as a coach is having to deal with what we had to deal with this week. But our kids did a great job of doing so and came out tonight for a couple hours and kind of put it in the back of their mind and played a heck of a football game, got our first win. And, good things are going to come to this football team. And, our hearts and prayers go out to the Cameron Moorfield's parents and Avery's parents and that family as they continue to try to figure out how to deal with this. And I know our football team is going to be a big help to Cameron as we go down the road.
And you have to look at what's happened, and what's happened tonight certainly aids in that healing process, although it's going to take a long time to get over the tragedy that occurred in the Warfield family this week. But you have to feel good about what has occurred since that untimely death. Kids growing up, kids understanding how precious life is, being able to accept it, being able to go out and function and do what is asked of them on the field, and yet being supportive as a team to the Warfield family. And that's one thing that we've noticed, and I'll say this from my heart, the Caldwell County tradition here has always been about really strong team play. And I think that comes through loud and strong tonight when we see what these players and what they mean to the Warfield family.
Yeah, it was a great effort. And, our faculty and staff at school and our principal, Miss Phelps, and all she did as the week progressed. And, our kids going to the funeral yesterday on the bus. And it just tough week. And, to be able to go out and perform the way they did says a lot about them.
And that's going to do it tonight for the Saturday morning quarterback. This being a rarity that we accomplished the mission on a Friday night, and we thank Coach Barnes for his graciousness in coming up here after the game. And we'll join you next Thursday morning with Coach Barnes and the pregame show. Actually, next Friday night with the Henderson game, with the pregame show, and our game here against the Henderson County Colonels next Friday night. For Jordan Dunn, for Darren Lewis, this has been Bob Hayes saying so long and good evening.